needs, get in touch on 01709 585 646 to discuss your pallet requirements. Thank you to Sonny and the team at Glasby Pallets for all their support of Behind the Ramble.
Coops here. Subscribe to Blades Ramble. Keep following, and all the best.
The Poolhousery.
The Poolhousery. What is happening, Blades? And welcome back to the Blades Ramble. I am, of course, Jimmy, and this is your watch along of the World Club Cup, World Club of Cubs, whatever. It is your Club World Cup watch along for the semi-finals. Paris Saint-Germain against Real Madrid. We have just been informed, because I've just clocked it on the TV, that kickoff has been delayed until 8:10. So tuck in, maybe a late one if it goes to pens or whatever it might be. We might be late to bed, but hope you're all doing very well. We are playing again Match Bingo tonight. The QR code is on the screen if you want to download the app using that QR code, or if you've already done it through us, then that'll be great because they'll know that you're continuing to play and support. But no pressure to do that. So we are playing tonight, myself and Jord. I'll bring the main man in a minute. I just want to say thank you as well to Glasby Pallets for their continued support of Behind the Ramble. Absolutely incredible. So, without any further ado, let's lift the standards of this watch along straight away and get the man on the mic into the room.
Jord Motson, the man on the mic, painting the match with a sound so right. Sheffield's pride, every fan can see. He's the voice of the Blades, their melody.
Yes, Jordy boy, welcome back, pal. How are you?
I'm very well, mate. How are you, pal?
I'm all right, mate. Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer this one or this one? What do you prefer?
Ooh, I like that one.
You like this one? Should we stick with this one? Apologies to Glasby Pallets and Match Bingo. You can still get Match Bingo down in the bottom corner when you time it right. And Glasby Pallets, obviously, is there as you see. It's always supporting the channel. Shout out to Sonny and the team. How are you doing, Jord? Back from your jollies? Where you been? How long you been away for? Seems like ages. Do you feel your job's under threat here on the Ramble?
No, job's never been under threat.
Say it as you see it, pal. Say it as you see it.
I'm back. No, everyone. To be honest, everyone who's been coming on has been doing a cracking job, and I can't say fairer than that. No, my job is under threat, innit? So I better step it up a bit here, ain't I?
You'd be right, mate. I'm sure. Look, you were the first, and yeah, you're up there with the best. I won't say you're the best because I don't want to offend everybody, but you're my favourite in terms of watch along partners. So, where have you been away, mate? Where have you been away?
Went to Lanzarote.
Nice.
I went to Lanzarote for 10 nights, and then when did I come back? About a week ago. So.
It does seem like you've been away ages, but you've still been well active in the chats, haven't you? So, how have you obviously been keeping up with United news and what's been going off? But how have you managed to wangle that with Mrs.? Because you have been in the chat and all, probably more so than you usually are.
Well, because I wear trousers. So.
She's not in. Is she out?
She's gone for a shower, so I've well, she can't hear me, you know.
And she won't watch it back because we're United fans, will she? So
that's it. So no, it's to be honest, we were just chilled by the pool. I've always got my phone on me. We sometimes check on it, you know, because you never know if you're gonna get a phone call out like that. So sat chilled by the pool and on my phone sometimes, and then when I weren't on my phone, I were in a pub having a pint.
To be fair, I suppose when you're at work, normally at home, you can't be on it as much, can you? But sat by a pool, it's just easy to dip in and see what's going on.
When you're chilled and she's falling asleep on Sun Lounger and that, it's like, oh, I'll just have a quick look into chat, see if there's any Blades news, which they weren't. So
there were some crazy rumours going off, but there haven't been much news, has there, pal?
That's all they are, aren't they? Rumours.
Mate, they are at the minute. They are. What have you made to all this, you know, everything that's been going on or not going on at United? Are you concerned at lack of pace that's going off and things like that? Or are you a bit more patient with it?
I've been patient because end of the day they're away on a training camp at the moment, so I'm not expecting a lot to happen because Sayers is having a look at his squad in here and trying to drill into them what style of play he wants.
Yeah.
I think when they come back this weekend, if we haven't signed, when's his first game? Is it next week, midweek? Next week?
Tuesday. Yeah, on Tuesday.
So I'm not expecting loads to come in by then. But I think as it starts getting towards next weekend, I'd like to start seeing some movement and start to get a few players through the door and get them bedded in. And maybe, I think by start season, I think a realistic amount of players to come through the door from now, I will say 4 is what I'd probably want. And then you start to see more loans coming through the door, then don't you? Through like
4 in addition to Bindon and
in addition to Bindon, I think 3 or 4 is what I'd probably imagine or what I'd like to see come through the door starting season, because I don't think we need loads. We obviously we've lost a few in the sense of his loans have gone back to their parent clubs, but I think we've got a solid enough squad if we don't sell like Sidney Peck now or Michael Cooper, etc. I think we've got a solid enough squad where we can start season and be all right, and then start adding through August towards end of window where more players come available, better players become available on loan, etc. from Premiership clubs.
I agree. I think some people seem to forget, and I don't mean to generalise, but we have got a very good squad as it stands, haven't we? So it just needs adding to rather than a whole new rip it all up and start again. Obviously, we've lost Vinny. What do you think to the Tyler Bindon signing, mate? Before I read some comments, I'm just going to see how you feel about Tyler signing.
To be honest, I'm a bit like everyone else. I've not really seen much on him, so I can only go off what other people's views are and what Reading fans' views are, and Forest fans can say what they say, but they've not really seen him. They're only going off Reading fans.
Yeah,
so that's where I've looked at. They're saying that we've got, one of the best up and coming defenders. Is a bit of a ball player. Likes to move out with ball, which is nice. Someone that's confident with ball at his feet at back is going to be good. So I'll say I'm a little excited by it. I'm not going to get too up at top and think, oh, what a signing. I'll make that decision as it goes on. Give him a couple of months to bed in. And then I'll start to judge him properly. But yeah, I think it's. I don't think it's a bad signing from what we're hearing.
Yeah, good stuff. I like it as a signing, I have to say. Sam starts off in comments tonight saying we need not worry about the article. We may get onto that, Sam. You might have touched on it the other day when you were live. So yesterday when I were on with Lewis Batman, you may have seen. He was like hanging around for a little while, and Sonny Glasby of Glasby Pallets, the main channel sponsor here on Behind the Ramble, asked us, do we think there's any merit to United waiting on money coming in before we make too many moves? Do we think finances may, and it's just a suggestion, it's not an allegation or anything, but do we think that may be playing a part in terms of why we've not been so proactive in the market as yet? And then there was an article came out today in Football League World, who I sometimes do opinion pieces on, where they'll ask me certain things about what's going on about at United, how I feel about it. But they've released an article saying that they believe that United may be in a greater, not financial trouble, but more haven't got a lot of money to play with, basically. I haven't read the article as yet, but from the gist of the headline and the uproar since, it's been a case of United will have to sell before they can buy and all this sort of thing. Well, I went quite early on this, saying that if United get in 5 strong loans to start and pepper it with a few good, decent free transfers, that wouldn't bother me so much. But I don't believe that that's the case. I don't think we are hard up for cash. It doesn't mean that we're going to be a free spending, irresponsible side with money either. But you look at the 10 million quid that dropped on Tom Canham, I think money is there to be spent personally. But do you have any opinions on that, Jord, as to whether that might have legs?
Obviously, we've seen Lee Edridge sort of bring a bit of calmness to his Platt group.
As he does.
My first, as soon as I'd seen it, I thought, well, naturally, we're not going to have as much money to spend this season anyway, because the parachute payments are lower. Yeah. So you can't be splashing money left, right, and centre, and then taking it as a gamble, and then having to foot it next season if we don't go up, and then you spend so naturally your budget isn't going to be as much as what last season were. So when I seen that, I weren't panicking much. And is it a thing that as owners are trying to put out because we've been talking to a few players or a few clubs, and because it's us and we've got new owners, so they're trying to test what their patience is and how much they can afford? Are they thinking, well, we'll send that out to media or try and get a little rumour going that we've not got a lot of money to spend, so then we make a bid for the player and they're charging, let's say 5 million instead of 10 million what they were going to charge, because they think, new owners, but let's see what we can get out.
If clubs think we've got 50 million quid burning a hole in his pocket, then they'll charge us by that rate, won't they?
Exactly. It's like what they do with Man. Everyone, as soon as Man U seem to go in for players these days, it's Man U, we'll put an extra 40 million on.
Yeah.
It's things like that, and we don't want that, do we, in Championship? Like Birmingham seem to be splashing it about a bit and getting their business done early, which is fair play. But then, let's say if they don't go up this season,
Birmingham, you mean?
What did I say? Sorry,
I think you said Burnley, but
I meant to say Birmingham. Sorry.
Yeah.
Then our team's going to be like, well, Birmingham are making a bid now, so we'll add another 4 or 5 million onto that. We don't want that. So I don't know. I'm not reading too much into it. I'll decide on that at end of transfer window come September time.
Well said, mate. Well said. Dave Morwood says, evening, Jimmy and Jord. This should be a cracker. 2 brilliant teams. Can PSG stop Mbappe? It'd be nice for the Blades to be as rich as these two. Like and subscribe to the best Blades content creator around. Please give us a thumbs up. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that, pal. Andy says, hi, Jimmy. Any truth in the Blades can only sign free transfers or loan deals this season? Can't buy anyone for money. Not a case of can't. I think the article was surmising that we won't. Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. And I can't tell you for definite. I will be speaking to somebody pretty close to the club shortly, and I doubt that's true. To be honest. Callum Wilson on a free. Let's get him. He's never injured, is he? Wow, the original Ronaldo. What a phenomenal player. Absolutely right. Matt says, evening, guys. Hope all is good. The article is a load of poo. Fake news. People need to calm down. Stop believing everything that's posted. Yeah. Sometimes it's just good old clickbait. Yeah. Max says, my comments are disappearing. Don't know why that is, Max. I will soon find out. Unless they've been removed by the mods. I can't see why there would be. Max says, in my opinion, the only reason this has been said or leaked is so we don't get overcharged for players, in my opinion. It's the owners playing the game. As Jord has just alluded to, Max. Yeah, I know you've put that prior to Jord saying it. Oh, no, it's around the same time, actually. So, yeah, great minds and all that. Where is the next comment? Here we go. Evening, Max, says Matt. Looking like Cozzy 2 is in. Did he sign for Barnsley? Yes, he has. Brilliant signing, that.
Great signing for them, that.
Absolutely brilliant. Look, can't say enough good things about David McGoldrick. Good signing for them. Paris Saint-Germain to win this for me. An evening, Matthew. Paris Saint-Germain, I think, will win. I'm cheering for Real Madrid because I know Mr. V's got a bet on these to win it. So I'm a Madrid fan tonight. Hola Madrid, or whatever they say. Like, subscribe, and even better, share the channel, people, says Bri. All for the price of note. Come and join the Best Blades channel on the net and be part of the family. Thank you, mate. Very much appreciated. Nice and loud today, Jim. That's what I like to hear, Bri. That's what I like to hear. Been working hard to try and sort out some of the sound issues on the channel. I really appreciate everybody sticking with me through these testing times. I am trying my best to level up the content, and it frustrates me when things go wrong. But I'm not a producer. I'm not technically minded, and this software that I'm using requires me to be a producer as well as a presenter, believe it or not. Some tell me I'm...
That's what you get paid big bucks for.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, huge bucks we're getting paid. Huge. So yeah, but I'm getting there, and I'm getting more and more used to using it. So fingers crossed. If you can teach me how to do this, anybody can do it. So it's looking good for all the monkeys that want to be involved in content creation, because I can do it. So can they. The man on the mic, says Mark Meldrew. Seen Didsy sign for Barnsley. Great move for him. Still living the life in the old dog yet. P.S. Where's our signings? Up the Blades, up the Ramble, up the Positive, Meldrew.
They're still going through fax machine, Mark.
Yeah, they certainly are, mate. Let's all celebrate the pigs. Welcome back, the sausage. Do you know what? It's interesting timing that, because what have I got coming up tomorrow, Jord?
Was there there's a little something going off, isn't there? I think we Wednesday Till I Die podcast.
So tomorrow on Behind the Ramble live at 7:00. I haven't got the thumbnail to put up. I wish I'd have got it now. I might be able to pull it up. But we are live at 7:00 with the Wednesday Till I Die podcast for the Steel City Showdown. It is James mapping George's cousin. And it's basically, it was initially set up to find out what's going off at the Wendy's, and how, because as much, we've talked about it before and we've done it to death a little bit, and we'll get into it properly tomorrow night, but there's some things that I really feel for some of the people in the blue half, and there's other things that I want to enjoy about what's happening to the blue half of the city. The latest twist that Danny Roll is willing to go back and looking forward to going back for a new, after they have absolutely slated him online. It's just ideal. In fact, I need to confirm with you, James, that he's still going to come on, because he may well be doing the old Homer Simpson gif, where they're just retreating back into the hedge. Where, oopsie, he's now our saviour again. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting anyway. Dave says, delay to kick off due to traffic. The World Cup is going to be a shambles due to these Americans, says David. Is it traffic? I didn't realise what the delay was. Nige says, good evening all. Seen speculation that Sayers is set with the limited funds, which could mean anything, to be honest. But I think it's a load of rubbish. Seen Leon have won their appeal, which is good for them. I haven't seen that Leon have won their appeal, to be honest. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, up Behind the Ramble. Like and subscribe, says Nige. Thank you, pal. Chris says, bit too quiet at the lane. I know they're in Spain, but surely Sayers left something for the board to sort out. And the joke of the day, sausage roll, gone back to the pigs. Didn't know he'd left, to be honest. He has touted himself to every single club that he can, and nobody's bitten. Nobody. He wanted to come to Sheffield United, and I'll bang that drum, and I'll be banging it tomorrow night as well. Nope. The saviour has returned to the...
Have you seen that video of... it's an old fella. It were ages back, and he's reeling off every single team in Football League.
All right.
And that's Danny Roll turning back up to training next weekend of all teams that he's spoken to try and get a job.
He must be useless at interviews. Anyway, he's not quite upside down. No, George's right way up. For those that didn't join us last night.
That's what happens when you get professionals back.
There were some technical issues. I think it was Lewis's Wi-Fi or his phone. One of the two. We couldn't quite work it out, but he kept disappearing and going upside down, and were muted and all sorts of stuff. Don't go upside down like Lewis. Boo. Says Mark Meldrew. Jord, go sideways, mate. It'll be different. Jord, you'll be fine, pal. You'll never go upside down. Radio Sheffield are interviewing Sayers and some players next week, so I might get a better idea of what he wants and that. Yeah, we might do, pal. We might do. I'll look forward to that. Jord, what's happening with the training ground, says Max.
What's happening with training ground?
Don't know.
I don't know.
I'm asking you. I asked Dave that knows what goes on with kit, and apparently, since you let it slip on the live stream that you'd heard something about the training ground, people want to know from you now.
I think people have they've dreamt that.
Have they?
Yeah,
okay.
I think they've dreamt that. Well, there's no movement on it, is there? This training ground, so
quite literally,
it can lead you to believe what you want with that.
Statman, not Batman, for the final. Up the Ramble. That's right. Statman Jack's joining me on the 13th, I believe it is. Whoever's going to go through from this game to play Chelsea. Looking forward to that game. He's a stat man. Skibbity-bidding. Evening, lads. At what point do you think panic at lack of transfer activity is justified? Up all the Rambles. Everyone remember to like and join the plats. Nice one, pal. Yeah, like George says, I think he's expecting 4 before season kicks off. I think, I think a similar number in terms of permanent signings. But then I'd like to see some trickling through. I don't want it to all be like back end after a couple of friendly games. I'd like to see another one in next day or two, which I think we might get. And then I want to see a little bit of steady activity starting after this, because it can't just go on and on where we're not bringing anybody in. But by the same token, I'd rather wait and get the right people. And also you look at other clubs around us that are expected to be around us. Leicester, Southampton, Ipswich, Coventry. Coventry brought one in, I think, Kessler Hayden. I don't know how much other activity they've done, but there's not been an awful lot yet.
No, there aren't.
So I'm not panicking just yet. Max says, in my opinion, the only reason this has been said or leaked is so we don't get over. I read that one. Apologies. What do you think of Barnsley signing McGoldrick? Says Sam. I think it's an absolute game changer for him. I think David McGoldrick, obviously, he's getting on in years, undoubtedly, but he's the type of player that doesn't need pace to be a really strong player in your side because he's so clever and
his link-up play is ridiculous.
It's incredible, mate. If you drop him in as a 10, then I think Barnsley
especially
will.
At that level, even I know he's going up a division as he's got older.
Of course he is, as is Billy.
But yeah, that's true. That's very true. But the experience that them two will bring at that level,
I agree.
It's perfect for that, for them types of club in that division. You can't beat it.
I think he pulls them up from a very average. I was talking to Callum Fowler about it today. A very average championship side. I think he elevates them into playoff contention immediately. They've got still got DKD there, and I think they need to. Callum was saying they just need to sort out the midfield and defence, and then they might be all right because he's happy with DKD and McGoldrick up front. But it's you've always got a chance of
what
going well.
I think I've just something's just like light bulb just come on in my head. I'd like to see us loan O'Neill and let him go and play with Didsey up top.
Oh,
Barnsley. For him to bring O'Neill through with his experience and his knowledge, it'd be class. I think it'd be a perfect loan for him.
Sweet baby Jesus. Sweet donkey. Yes, give me a bit of that. Not from me, Jim. Not removed anything yet. I don't know, Max. I posted earlier at like 6 p.m. It's disappeared. Don't know. Mr. V says, good evening, Jimmy and Jord. Looking forward to a cracking game this afternoon. Come on, Madrid. Absolutely, come on, Madrid. Is Cozzy the first team coach coming in? I wouldn't have thought so. No, Sam, when I'm talking about, it won't be Rob Kozlik as a first team coach. Come on. No, when we're talking about Cozzy, it's because this I can't remember. Is he Hungarian? I've done a couple of things on him now. Hungarian, I think he is. Hungarian. Mark Kozlovsky. Apologies. But we're going to end up calling him Cozzy.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah. So there's a bit of feedback, I think, on Mike. So Cozzy, Mark II, is the young Hungarian player, Sam, that we are looking to bring in, pal. That's close from all accounts. I was still munching at that time, mate. Are you coming in and giving your cuz some stick, Jord? It can't, actually, because I've set it up as a 2-person stream. With this, you can't bring an extra person in, unless we set it up as a 3-person if you want to join us, Jord, but that's completely up to you, pal.
I'm more than happy to let you state. Let him have his minute, his little minute of fame in limelight for tomorrow.
Nige says, isn't Sausage Roll still under contract, though? As it's the players that can only put their notice in, isn't it? Yeah, he's being an absolute hero by returning as he's duty bound to actually return. So, what a man!
Many players left to pick at, is he?
Yeah, what a man! Returning as his contract says he needs to. Tom says, strange evening watching France against Wales and listening to Madrid versus PSG. Worth it for the hosts. Up the blades, up the ramble. Top man, Tom. Thank you, mate.
About a second away from kickoff, I think. They're just
look at you keeping me honest.
Lining up. Yeah, we were kicked off.
Oh, have you? I haven't.
Oh, I'm gonna have to pause. I bet you're watching it on DAZN, aren't you? I've got it on channel 5.
Michael Buffer's just announcing it here.
Right, I'm on. Hold on. Let me know when you're kicked off. I'm on 15 seconds. So.
All right. Okay. Let's get ready to play football.
I hope they don't bring that in for leading World Cup next year because it's ridiculous.
3, 2, 1. Right, we're off. Wait, you're on 15 seconds, aren't you? I'll tell you when. Well, you'll be able to see on screen now.
16 now. It's that time bang on and all better than you.
Yeah.
So I think Rudiger's just lofted one up.
Yeah.
And then it's headed back to Donnarumma.
Yes.
Good link up, Steve. Professionals.
You're a pro, you mate. You are a pro. Love that from you, Jordy boy. Jord, check out Bowes away strip. My lad got one for their gig in Dublin.
Bowes.
Bow. Don't know. Bohemians, maybe?
Oh, yeah. Is he on about Oasis? The Bohemians have done an Oasis.
I don't know.
An Oasis, what you call it, shirt. I have seen it. Yeah, I have seen it. It is decent, to be honest.
Speaking of different teams in different countries, here come Madrid.
Valverde in it, right on the side. Gula tries to play it ball and it's blocked, but Tchouaméni gets ball back. He has a shot, blocked again, goes out for a corner.
So, your for those that may not know, your second team is Rangers, isn't it?
It is.
So, it looks like Gassama, the lad that we did the 10-minute transfers on this morning, is going to Rangers. Any thoughts?
So, obviously, we've got our James who gives me a bit of advice on their plays if you ask about them, and partner, she goes to games. So when he's at it, he's a very good player, but also he's very greedy. So there'll be times where he tries to do it all on his own, and then he's a very frustrating player.
Okay,
is what I've been told. But when he's on it, and he can, he's decent, but he's very inconsistent as well.
Ooh.
So he might have a good game every 6 or 7 games. And you probably want him more 3 or 4 out of them 7 games. He's going to have a very good game. So it's definitely got potential, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
But he's also a very frustrating type player.
He's only young though, isn't he? What is he, 21?
20, 21. I mean, 2.5 million is not exactly a massive risk, is it? So say if we were linked, with him, weren't we? And if we'd have bought him and that, I'd have probably still been excited because he's quick and he's tricky on ball, 100%.
Yeah.
I've seen that myself. And I wouldn't have said 2.5 million's a big risk, is it, these days?
No, that's true. Has he actually gone to Rangers now?
Well, I know Rangers are currently at St George's Park until a Wednesday. So if they're meant to be playing, I've heard that they're going to be playing a friendly against each other, behind closed doors friendly this weekend. Okay. So if he is going to Rangers, it's not exactly like he's got to go far, is it, to have a medical and what have you, because both clubs are down there.
Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it? Probably speaking while they're there now. Here come Paris down left-hand side.
And I never pronounce, it's that Georgian player, and I wouldn't even know how to pronounce his name. Vicha Vartskelia, is it, or something daft like that?
Yeah, we'll go with that, mate. We'll go with that. Dino says, good businessmen never show their hand. Let's be right. Yanks are generally business savvy. Think signings will come when they've done and hear note till they're putting the shirt on for the camera. Yeah, I think you might be right, Dino, hopefully. I've seen a tweet that the players are revolting against the idea of Roll coming back, says Scott, and more players likely to leave now.
Oh, it's a shot from Fabian Ruiz. Left footer, killed it to far post, and Courtois dives to his right-hand side, tips it wide. It's a good fast start, this. I like it.
Yeah, it is. He's a good keeper, Courtois.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, that's said in context, obviously, because we are watching 2 of the best teams in the world, but in terms of world football,
he's good, but he's not quite Michael Cooper. Here we go.
That's true.
Oh, my God, what a save.
What a save that is.
Hakimi plays a ball across 6-yard box. I didn't see who it will, ran onto it. It's Ousmane Dembele, and he hits it straight at Courtois.
And here come Madrid now at break, 2-on-2.
Garcia,
almost 3-on-3.
To Mbappe. Mbappe takes a touch, one too many.
Shocking.
Shoots, gets deflected. PSG get back really well.
Oh, what a start.
Great start.
Do you know this is most football I've watched in last 3 matches we've done watch along.
So we might actually get to commentate tonight and not talk about just United. It's Ardagula, kills it in with his left foot. And Mbappe flicks it over his head. Donnarumma collects it nice and calmly.
Oh, my word.
We're only 4 minutes, 55 seconds in, and it's very hectic, just as we like to see.
So, Scott's seen a tweet that they might be revolting against Roll. Not going to lie, I'm gutted we didn't try our hand at Gassama. Would have been a good option.
Let's be right, though. They're in... Rangers are in Champions League qualifiers, aren't they? And if they get so far in that and then lose, they're into Europa League. So...
they can offer an awful lot more than us.
Exactly. They can offer more in wages.
Money-wise, crowds, competition level.
Yeah. You've got 50,000 a week going and watching them at home. It's a massive fan base, big
Huge club.
expectations.
Huge
The-
club. They're top of the pyramid, aren't they? When you think about it, they're in
Yeah.
ownership thing with Leeds and
Is that a penalty?
Penalty.
It's 1-0
Goal.
PSG. Real Madrid faffing about with in their own box. I think it was Dembele who intercepted. Did he get past the Courtois? Whichever way, Dembele intercepted it. He then knocks it past Courtois, and Courtois brings him down. The ball then falls kindly to Fabian Ruiz, who's on line at penalty spot. He's got an open goal, hasn't he?
what a start!
And he just slides
What a
it in 1-0
start!
PSG.
Sorry, Mr. V. Rudiger.
Wait, Rudiger who we're faffing about with. It's either him or Asensio. Raul Asensio. It's one of its two centre backs.
They're both like looking.
It's just showing you now. So
Rudiger gets drawn out.
Dewey plays the ball into the box. Asensio.
Oh, it's
takes the touch.
Asensio.
Do you know what? It's great. It's great from Dembele because Asensio takes a terrible touch. Dembele intercepts it as he twice.
Yeah, he does.
twice
Anticipates it really well, doesn't he?
Yeah, and then he knocks it past Courtois, who takes him down.
Yeah,
It
it would have
falls
been.
to
It would have been a pen, wouldn't it?
Yeah, perfect.
So Asensio
Oh.
can't clear his lines. Dembele skips around Courtois really, but
That's
it drops
definitely a
really
penalty.
nicely to Fabian. Well done. Well done.
Do you think if PSG do get through, do you think Chelsea struggle against them?
I think Chelsea struggle against either of them, to be honest. However, their front line looked decent last night. With Gusto and João Pedro looked really good. And obviously they've got Liam Delap to come in there and Pedro Neto. They've got some really good players at the top of the pitch now. I just wonder if they are solid. Like Chalobah lets them down with that hot dog haircut.
Oh, Vinny Jr. with a ball straight across 6-yard box again. And it's Gonzalo Garcia who's running in, but just misses it. And it
Jordy
goes
boy,
wide.
I've missed you, mate. You bring the look to these watch-alongs as well. We watched some good games together, haven't we?
Oh, what was that one that we watched? Was it Germany, Spain, was it? 5-4?
Germany, Spain, Germany, Portugal. Can't remember. Spain, Portugal, it might have been.
It was ridiculous. 5-4 game. No, it was Germany. No, Spain, France. It was Spain, France.
Spain, France, it was Spain, France.
What a game that were.
Oh, mate.
Look at
Wow.
this.
In fact-
you know what? Both teams are losing the ball very, very easily as well, though. Because, Rudiger misses it. Ousmane Dembele is in. It's 2-0. That is two awful mistakes from Real Madrid. So
Oh,
gets
Mr.
ball.
V.
Rudiger gets ball. It gets passed back to him. He's about, I want to say, halfway between halfway line and his own box. Bang central. He takes an heavy touch. Dembele's putting an eye press on him again. He wins ball off him, knocks it past, runs one-on-one with Courtois, and slides it past Courtois' right-hand side as he's diving down. 2-0. Wow.
Wow, he's right.
PSG.
That is
Dembele's
incredible.
just hanging his arm in air, celebrating. I mean, they're playing such an high press. Do you know what he does there, Rudiger? So Dembele is actually charging him, like chasing him down. He goes as if he's trying to pass ball back to Courtois.
Yeah.
And then gets caught in two minds whether to roll it back to, pull it back. And he completely misses ball.
I missed that because, it'll show me here.
Look,
It's an air. Oh.
It's an air kick, innit?
It's come off his standing foot and he's knocked it out of the path of the leg he was going to pass the ball away with. Oh my God. So I'm just having a look at me bingo cards at the minute because there's a lot gone off in this game already. I'm 2 away from a line on 2 of my cards.
Let's have a look.
5 minutes injury time don't help on the 2 that I need. I don't need that.
So my card, I bet I'm nowhere near it. Oh,
For
a line, I need a red card for a line.
Mate, could happen. In a game like this, it could happen.
That's as close as I'm going to get there because I've got one on something else.
I need PSG to get a free kick, which could happen. And then I need Real Madrid to hit the post.
All I need now is Rudiger to see red. Well,
yeah, literally.
But to see red and get face
red mist.
bring Dembele down like as his one-on-one with Courtois, and that's it. That's my line.
This is unbelievable. This.
He's a good player. I like that Desiree Doué. He's really
Free
skillful.
kick to Paris Saint-Germain. That's going to be my next one. I just need Madrid to hit the post now.
What, for a line?
For a line.
That must be me. I'm telling you, it's me that's bringing good luck to this, because I think last time we were on, you won a line then. If you remember. You won line, but you had to share it with that bloke who won, I think, 1 line, 2 line, and bleeding full house and bonus pot. He took all 4, didn't he?
25 quid for a line. I'll be 1 away.
So it's a free kick up right hand side to PSG. It's Vitinha who's come across to take it, so he's right-footed, I believe. It's going to be an outswinger from the keeper.
Apologies to the comments. We've no chance at the minute. It's just
Real Madrid have got 1 full line along penalty spot with about 8 players there. It is an outswinger. It's headed away. It comes straight back to Vitinha, who's going to let it roll out for a throw-in. He does.
Fabrizio Romano's just tweeted that's 35 goals for Dembele
Yes.
for Paris this season.
It said that.
35 goals.
Yeah. I mean, not taking it away from him, but
He's no Tyrese Campbell, is he?
I was going to say, it's not exactly... There's only 2 teams, isn't there, in that division? Or 3. What is there? Monaco, PSG and Marseille. Lyon's not even there anymore. They've been relegated.
Yeah, he's no Billy Sharp. Let's be right. I'll tell you what. Come on, Madrid, then hit the post. I feel for Mr. V, I have to say.
Yeah, I do. But then, to be honest...
He's picked the underdog, though, hasn't he? Probably
He
for
has.
the better odds.
He's gone for underdog because I'd have fancied PSG personally.
Right. Apparently moved some staff up to the new role at the training ground. Up there to the new training ground. It does worry me we can't complete it after not going up. Can't or won't? Don't know. Chris is Radio Sheffield going out to Spain to talk.
I'll answer about it. I think what basically looks like is happening is it's not a priority at the moment until we get promoted.
Okay.
I think that's how I see it, and maybe they're just putting a bit more money into first team than what they are into that new training ground yet.
I thought we had no money.
That's why they're not building it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Chris says Radio Sheffield boys are going over to Spain to talk to sayers and some players. Hot off my Rotherham and Chelsea tickets. Can't wait to see men's football when women's Euro's been on all over. Well done, England women. Yeah, they've gone out.
To be honest, actually, I watched England women earlier.
Did they lose?
No, they won 4-0.
Did they?
They played really well, actually.
Sorry, I've not been watching it. I'll be honest.
I don't watch women's football apart from when England women seem to play. I've watched them a bit since they won it when they won it, and
yeah,
they've been really lacking in performances since that Euros, and I don't know if it's a bit. A
lot of big hitters have dropped out, haven't there?
There is that, but I think they believe their own hype. And they believed that because they were European champions, that they were going to get too much respect in the game and all that to do with turn up. Whereas in before, it didn't matter who they played, they'd turn up every game and they'd batter teams. Yeah. So I think it twigged other day when they lost to France that if they don't turn up and they don't play well against Netherlands, they'll lose and they're going home, which will be embarrassing for Alders, won't it, to go out straight away. So I think... Yeah. They finally turned up and they absolutely mullered Netherlands today 4-0. So fair play to them.
Netherlands were expected to go well, weren't they? Well,
yeah, I mean, I'm sure either early on this year or a bit back, I'm sure they played Netherlands and they lost away in Netherlands as well. And they've even struggled to teams like Belgium recently. So that's what I'm saying. They've not been great, but it were a performance earlier. I'd said like the old England women's side
that's good.
Were winning at Euros.
Nice one, mate. Right. Now it says more signings on the Blades women's team than Birmingham's done so far. Yeah, they've had to recruit, haven't they?
Let's have a red card. Go on, send him off. Send him off.
Like an auto on that. Cosy Mark 2 is the one you're thinking of. Jimmy Powell? Yes, possibly. I think he might be coming in. United have just tweeted Didsy and Sharpie. Yeah. Chris says France are beating Wales 1-0. John says, welcome back, Jord. Can't seem to get excited about the new season yet. We'll feel better when we know who's staying and getting some better signings in. Feels a bit flat and not much is being said by the club. Sam says, I'd rather we bring the right additions in rather than panic buy. I agree with that.
Definitely.
Max says, Gassama to Rangers and Musaba is going for 800k, I think. Where's Musaba going? I've no idea. Tom says, France are 1-0 up already. That one hurts. It was the player Esther Morgan, our Welsh blade, who was meant to mark, who scored. Okay, so never mind.
The chance here. Dembele plays the ball in behind.
Nice. Offside.
He's offside.
That's a tight call, that.
It is.
I can see this going to extra time. This will be a tight game. I can't, Sam. I can't, mate.
Not how it's going at the moment.
No. To be fair, he did say that 15 minutes ago. Nige says, seen Ancelotti, that's how you spell his name, has been sent down for a year for fraud. Is that Carlo or his son?
No, that's Carlo. And he just took over Brazil team.
Brazil national team, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know what.
Bloody hell.
I only read it early, quick. It flashed up and it just said that I don't know if has he been sentenced to a year or that's what they're expecting him to get.
Well, that's what Nige is saying. He's been sent down. They're saying he won't do any time though. Nige, says Brian, paying a €340,000 fine because money talks.
Imagine, but if that one or us.
Money talks. Well, I couldn't give him 340 grand. That's why I couldn't give him anywhere near. So
it's a
I have to
joke.
sell my house twice. So in Spain for non-violent crimes, 1 to 2 years, don't do a custodial. Okay. Max says apparently he's training with Rangers already, and Josh Windass is of interest to Rangers too.
No, I'm not believing that with Windass.
I think you'd take him at Rangers. I think he'd do a good job.
I won't complain, but I think his time at Rangers has been and gone. I just don't see it happening.
Wales have equalised. Reckon we're close to any signings, lad. Also reckon we'll get a flood of signings or just 3 or 4. No, I think we will get a flood of signings, Luke. I do, and I think we are close. Yeah, I think we're very close. Go on, Wales, says Max. VAR rules, Wales offside, goal stands. Okay. Goal PSG, says David. Yes, we were there with you. Hey, up, lads, up you're doing rate, says Jamie. We are doing rate. Come on, PSG. 2-0. A few of them are saying Spain v France again today. Madrid against PSG. Yes, that's right, Bobby. Well said, mate. That's very true. We watched Spain v France before, didn't we? And we're watching it again now, Jord.
There were goals in that, I know.
Yeah, there were. Chris says, have you got C5 on your 2 minutes behind? Have you got Channel 5 on? You're 2 minutes behind. 2-0 now.
I've got Channel 5 on.
Jord has, but he's had to delay it.
Unfortunately, because Jimmy can't afford it.
Yeah, I can't afford Channel 5. It's tough times at Ramble HQ. Maybe a bit early, but who do you think will win the Prem at Liverpool? You can't see past Liverpool, Nigel, at the minute, for me personally. Jord?
Yeah, I've seen, obviously, City have made some shrewd signings, but that might take a season for them to bed in a bit and start working their way. Don't get me wrong, they'll be in top 4, City, but whether they win league or not, I don't know. I think, do you know if Liverpool ended up signing Isak, which I don't think they will, but if they signed him, they would be absolutely frightening up top. Like, ridiculous. And obviously, they've just signed, is it Kirkej, left back?
Yes, they are from Bournemouth.
A good signing. Obviously, they've got Florian Wirtz.
Yeah.
And didn't they sign someone else?
Oh, that's close. Yes, they've signed the Frimpong. The right
Frimpong, yeah, which is another good signing for obviously
replacing Trent.
He's going to be right back, is he?
Yeah.
For Trent's position. So, yeah, no, they're looking strong again this season, Liverpool. So, I'm inclined to saying Liverpool myself.
Completely agree. It's like Sheffield United versus Swindon in the playoffs. This chaos. Don't, Jared. Don't. Flashbacks.
That was some game, but we were at wrong end of it, weren't we?
Chris Basham played in that.
What's Courtois with a long ball up at top? It's beat everyone. Vinny Jr. What a tackle!
Oh, what a tackle!
What a tackle! Who is that? Is that Dembele who's got back?
No,
sorry, it's Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes who gets in and intercepts it just as he's about to pull trigger.
Like we're going to hit post then.
I thought it's Real Madrid are playing the 4-3-3. Both teams are playing 4-3-3. I think they just got PSG have got the right and no, it's not. In fact, PSG have got 3 at back, and Hakimi and again I can't say his chuffing name. That Georgian player are really, really wide. And I think that's what's causing Madrid problems because they've got an overload on right and left hand side, but most of it's coming down this right hand side with Hakimi and Doué.
Oh, look at that. Good ball. David says he does a Robbo. I wasn't going to say that out loud. It may have gone through my mind.
Which game was that one then? Can you remember? I remember which one.
No, go on then.
Played Burnley, didn't we? It was that 5-2 game.
It was Burnley.
We were playing them because I remember absolutely fuming at time. We were playing all right. I think we'd just gone back to, were it 1-1? And then I'd gone down for a drink at half time. Looks up at the screen and I just hear its crowd go, oh. And you knew straight away. And it was Robbo bleeding, tried to turn up ball and fell over it, didn't he? I think Benson went through and scored.
Sam says there's still plenty of time for Real Madrid. There is, that's true. Can we get Modric, says Brian? Maybe. He's more likely to go to Swansea, I think, at this rate. Ipswich signing another centre-back. Any chance we look at Woofenden? I would love to look at Woofenden, but no, I don't think there will be because I think he'll play. They ain't going to give us no one, Scott, says Max. Team in Turkey, I think, Jimmy. A team in Turkey. Masaba's going to. Okay.
All right.
His son, David Ancelotti, is the new manager of Botafogo. Right, okay, interesting. Lee says, Jord, Leon have won their appeal and got a reprieve. They'll now stay in League 1 and also the Europa League, reported on BBC Sport. And there you go.
Fair enough. Thanks for that, Lee. I didn't know that. Like I said, I only saw it when I were on holiday that they'd been relegated. So, yeah, cheers. And Mbappe dances his way.
Oh.
Come for nothing, that, didn't it?
Jord, I don't like the 49ers or the 40 Choir Boys, but even I wouldn't wish Windass on Rangers. Excuse me. Sam says, I don't think Isak goes to Liverpool. I think he stays at Newcastle. Yeah, I do too. I think it more just ifs and buts. Bryce says, like, subscribe, and even better, share the channel, people. All for the price of no. Come and join the Best Blades channel on the net and be part of the family. Thank you, mate. Max says, Newcastle interested in Ekitike, that Frankfurt player. Chris says, with the team we've got now, can you see us getting into the top 2, Jimmy? No, not at the minute. Not at this moment in time, per se. I think we've got a good enough 11 to challenge for promotion. I think we need to be a lot deeper.
Oh, it's great one-touch football.
Oh, my.
PSG, they overload it right back. Hakimi plays it in.
Gotta be.
Ruiz, 3-0. That were ridiculous counter-attacking football. And it were one touch over halfway line. Ball gets played in behind to Hakimi at right-hand side. And then there were 2 players at back stick. It were 2-on-1. Hakimi plays it across. Ruiz takes a touch and then just plays it across Courtois.
What lovely football. What lovely football that is.
They are scarily good at the moment.
So good. So good.
This for me as well, even though, at time when they had, Messi.
We were on about that the other day. Neymar Angel Di Maria, all these, name players.
Yeah.
When they went for, the modern Galacticos.
This team is the best PSG team I've seen.
Yeah, me too.
Crazy. They're just getting caught, I don't know where. I know it's a bit of a makeshift defence, isn't it, from Real Madrid?
Yeah, it is. But
because obviously Trent's not playing at right back, so Valverde's having to step in. I'm not sure. Does Asensio usually play? I know Rudiger does.
I'm not sure about Asensio. I'm definitely not sure about him after that.
No, because he's been playing, hasn't he? Huijsen. And he got
Dean Huijsen.
So he's had to step in. It's a bit of a makeshift defence, and they look absolutely all over the place.
They look cream crackered, actually. They look like they've been blown away by this PSG team now.
Yeah, well, they have.
No, but they look like they rabbit in headlights a little bit, don't they? In terms of they can't see, they can't live with them. The pace that they're playing at. It's
fair play.
Scary, mate. Scary. Chris was just asking, do you think we're ready for top 2, Jord, at the minute?
No. Like I said earlier, we need to see some additions. I don't think we need, we don't need as many as what we did last season.
I agree. With 4 big loans to come in as well, hopefully.
Exactly.
So that'll significantly improve.
Exactly, and I think maybe 2 or 3 permanents and 4 more loans, and I think people will start to feel a bit more at ease.
I agree.
And be excited for the season ahead.
Josh says, so apparently with Skin, I wonder where Football League will get these nonsense stories. I don't believe it as a story, Josh, I'll be honest. Max says, in my opinion, lads, I think Vinny Jr. is crap. Every time I've watched him, he's been crap. Also, just seen from Footy Insider from 5th of July, Sunderland might be after Barry. So that's 4 days ago. And we were linked with him closer.
I don't think.
More recently.
I think so. If you look at the players that Sunderland are signing at the moment,
don't make any sense for him to go for Louis Barry.
I don't think Louis Barry's on their list.
I don't think Louis Barry is a Premier League addition, to be honest.
They're not going to, unless they think he's one for the future. But if they sign him, they're going to loan him out to the Championship again anyway. They're thinking of his future.
Somebody mentioned last night, which I thought I think it might have been Josh. No, a different Josh, but Tom Watson on loan from Brighton, who scored winner against us, ironically.
Signs for us and then takes us up and does us a favour.
Well, I just think that he's not going to get it Brighton team, most likely. I think it's a really good shout.
That could be one that becomes available again, like you said, then when they have a look at him through summer and then it gets to end of August and they think, right, we'll send you out on loan for another season in Championship, that someone was going to be playing top end at Championship.
Yeah.
And then assess him after that, don't they? But yeah, I'd like that. I definitely won't be complaining if we got a loan deal for him.
Yeah. Tom says, speaking of the Didsy deal, are there still plans to do a show with Fowler? I'm glad you've asked, mate. Yes, there's been plans for ages in the works to do a show with Cal Fowler.
Go on, give me a red card. Give me a red card.
Tell you
what. Kalina, you should have sent him off.
Kalina. He does look like Kalina.
He does. Honestly, I thought he'd come back out of retirement. Oh,
bit naughty, that.
It's definitely a yellow. Chouameni, he's very late on Hakimi, but it's not enough for there's not enough force in it for a red.
Yeah, it's been in works for a long time, Tom. We've been just working out dates, and the dates that suit us both at the minute is 11th of August. We're going live we'll be live every Monday night on both channels, doing a Praise or Grumble style phone-in.
Nice.
Yorkshire's finest, I think you wanted to call it, because we're going to talk about all the Yorkshire teams.
I'm guessing that's excluding Sheffield Wednesday, though.
It'll be
it'll be exactly.
They can come on if they want. If they want to go toe to toe with us, they can do. They're more than welcome. But neither of us like Sheffield Wednesday, so it'll be something we agree on a rare occasion, I think. So yeah, absolutely buzzing to be starting that. We've wanted to work together for a little while, so
that'd be good that as well, because you might even get people calling up from, I don't know, some
Chesney.
Chesney, yeah, and Donny and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And
I said Chesney, they're actually out of Yorkshire, but we always include them, don't we? Because
I'd like to include them. They're the Derbyshire, but yeah, like teams like that you don't, and Bradford and
love Bradford.
Down in lower leagues that people don't necessarily.
Huddersfield are going to have a good season. Yeah. It's all sorts of. Yeah, I think
it'll be good. That
it's going to be a phone-in, so our fans from anywhere can join us, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you for asking, Tom. It's a good reason for me to plug it, even though Cal never plugged it on his channel. Sort it out, Fowler. Sonny says, evening lads. Sonny Glasby of Glasby's Pallets, by the way, who you just see next to Jord. Yeah, absolutely. Main channel sponsor.
Is it there?
It was, yeah, but you're too late now. Look, you've missed it.
I'm keeping it until it comes back on.
Go on, over to the side a bit. Other side. Keep going. Up a bit.
I can't do it.
Up a bit. Wait. Hold. There we go. Sonny Glasby of Glasby's Pallets, main channel sponsor, says, evening lads. Not sure if you've seen the article on the transfer budget. I had my suspicions yesterday. Is there any truth? As it would be a shame to see Sayers without a good war chest. Like and subscribe. Up the blades. Up behind the ramble. No, we don't believe so, mate. I am highly suspicious of the article, shall we say. So no, I'm hoping there's no truth to it, but I am going to be working to find out over the next couple of days. Game over, says David. Yeah, absolutely right. It is. Great to listen to Andy the Blade. If we had brought in Dunn, Darling, Doyle, Kessler, Hayden, and Barry to add to this squad, we go up the ramble, says Chris.
Oh, Dembele. Oh, it's offside.
Offside.
It was in box, but yeah, offside.
It's not over till it's over. It's over, Sam, I think, to be honest. I'll take that bet. What a move that is from PSG, says Max. 3-0. Brett says, I'm not sure about this, actually watching the match on watch-alongs. Just goes to show what happens when a pro is directing it, Jord. Absolutely right.
I'm not
Absolutely
directing it, I'm just a part on it.
You are fully in the driving seat, mate. I've seen teams come back from 3-0 down. It's not impossible, Sam, but they've got to score against this PSG team, and the PSG team have got to not score any more goals, and they've scored 3 in 30 minutes. So, 3-0, and there goes $100.
Bingo.
Say again, mate.
We've had a line win on match bingo.
Oh, what?
Nyron Socks. Well done,
He
mate.
won last night.
Did he? He's won again tonight.
I'm sure he did. Chuffing Nyron Socks. That'd be Nyron Nosworthy, that. Chuffing hell. Right, it's all reset for me for 2 lines now. I've got 4 to go. 4 to go on every single card. Cheers, Nyron. Unbelievable. Mr. V says, there goes $100. Yeah, absolutely right. PSG are going to be the new Barca for a few years, in my opinion, says Max. Going to win everything for a few years. Oh, yeah, I've got an inquiry on Airbnb I need to answer. And the footy insider for Barry thing, Sunderland just signed a Dringer from Brighton. I was wishing they would have come in for Clark at Ipswich. I forgot. Jack Clark's at Ipswich.
Yes. But I think they'll use him this season.
Yeah, they will.
He'll be a huge part for them this season.
He's one of them that's too good for Championship and never quite does it in Premier.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. John says, is Ash Phillips signing Spurs defender? He's still heavily linked. I think it's more likely now with... hang on, I've missed something else here. For some reason, Susan, it's not shown me your £5 super chat, but thank you so much for that. There's I don't know if I click it, it'll come up. Maybe. No, it doesn't, unfortunately. Sorry about that, Susan. But thank you so much for your £5 super chat. There's a dancing fox, I think, or a ninja fox or something like that. That's a dancing emoji. I can see it, so I appreciate it. Thank you, Susan. Very much appreciated. But it did not come up. The only reason I say that is because Mr. Vancouver has just dropped a $20 super chat. Thank you, Mr. V. Well, it looks like I've lost my bet, but anything can happen in football. So to make myself feel better, I'm donating money to my favourite Blades channel, Up the Blades, up all the rambles, up Matilda Shakes. Like and subscribe. Absolutely up Matilda Shakes. Thank you, Mr. V. That's very kind as always. Matilda Shakes, for those of you that aren't aware, they are the band that Jord is representing tonight. We've all got shirts for Matilda Shakes that are on the way. They will be involved in a big Ramble collaboration coming up soon. They are the guys that do all the music for the Ramble. It's not for the Ramble, but allow the Ramble to use their music. James is in our Platinum group, the lead singer. Absolutely top local band. Support local bands and particularly support Matilda Shakes. Ash Phillips signing from Spurs. What do you think, Jord? Is he? Do you think there's legs to it?
I don't know, because it seemed that rumour came very early on, didn't it, at the start of window? And I've not.
It did.
I don't think I've heard too much more about it. I believe
it was up, then it quietened down, then it was up again, then it quietened down again.
Yeah,
so.
From what I saw, they were saying 6 mil.
Yeah,
were being reported, and weren't Birmingham interested? You know, as they're interested
standard
in every player. I'm not sure if I'm too fussed about it either. Is he one for future potentially? We'll see. I don't know. I don't really know what to say on that one.
Okay,
at the moment, I don't think there's anything too much about it, is there? It's not.
No.
But I'm not saying, you know, we definitely could be, and that might be a deal that when they get back from Spain, they decide to take up and they get him. So, well, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure on that one. I can't really comment.
Fair dues, mate. Matt says, just think this PSG side could beat us this season. God, I wish. Yeah. Barry's apparently in Spain, says Sam. Interesting. It could be we've made another signing, but just not announced it yet. Yes, it could be that as well. Mbappe left a club that are going to possibly win the Champions League 2 seasons in a row in this PNG squad. Like and subscribe. Loving the purple background. Saving the gold for when we get promoted. Nice one. Thank you, pal. It's purple because this is behind the ramble.
Oh, they're in again.
Oh, my word.
Oh, it's a bad touch from Dewey.
What you doing?
They were straight in behind then. They were just a nice, simple pass into Dewey behind Rudiger. And it was a terrible touch. And here now comes Vinny Jr. Plays it to Mbappe on the right-hand side. He's got 3 players coming over to mark him. He passes it back to Gula, who plays it into Valverde. Valverde into Mbappe. Oh, tries to do a step up, loses the ball.
Mbappe's been embarrassing
Here come PSG on the counter-attack. There's only 2 defenders back.
He's got to go wide right. He's got to go wide right.
Oh, it's a good tackle from Jude Bellingham. But that word... But again, that come from... Mbappe
losing ball again. He's been poor tonight.
Have you noticed that PSG are a better team since he's left, though?
Yes, exactly right. Lee says, unless the players are definitely not going to play for the parent side, Phillips or Barrett, I can't see well-known players like Suter or Chowdhury being available until the last 2 weeks of the window. Yeah, I agree. So players that we would normally be interested in may not be available immediately.
I think Leicester will use Chowdhury this season. And...
Yeah, I think
there's every chance that they'll use Suter and all when he comes back from injury. So
why wouldn't they?
Yeah, and you can't blame them. So I don't think they are players we are going to be looking at, unfortunately.
I agree. Just having a little look there, see if Madrid will come in. Nice one, Mr. V says, Bright. Sunderland look like they're doing an Ipswich, realise they're not good enough for the Prem and building for the Championship the following season. No, I'm not sure. I think they're spending...
I think one thing I will say is, and credit to them, they're giving it a go.
Yeah, I think so.
And I hats off to him. I can't fault him for that. And this, to be honest, they're signing some decent players as well.
Yeah, they are.
They're a big club. They're a big club. They've got a big fan base, well supported. They're well supported, and they follow him home and away. And they are a huge. Club.
He's just called that back for Mbappe's foul. He's now holding his head, which is ridiculous.
Well, Mbappe got into the box in it, and then. It's João Neves who wins the ball.
He don't hit his head in any which way.
No.
And then Paris Saint-Germain have broken. The referees let play go on.
Did you see that cheeky look?
Saint-Germain are breaking away, and then Mbappe goes like this.
Yep.
And ref calls it back. That's a booking. Surely that's a booking for Mbappe.
He lost ball. João Neves, perfect tackle, wins it, and he throws himself on the floor.
So wrong.
And then he looks to see if the referee's given the foul, which is beauty that you get when it's slowed down on a replay. And then PSG start attacking, so he holds his head for the referee to start playing. Yeah. He's so overrated, honestly. He's so overrated.
But that's cheating. That's blatant cheating. Really annoys me, stuff like that.
I mean, he's so overrated, but if ever chance Sheffield United get to sign him, then, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, absolutely right. Lee says, would have thought it would be more likely permanent signings come in first. Yes, I agree. We just need to have a little patience. Have a little. The season starts on the 9th of August, not tomorrow. Absolutely right. He did say your name earlier, Jim, when you were in his chat. I know he did, mate, but he didn't promote it. I know, mate. I'm only joking anyway. It is a little while away. We're over a month before we start it.
Can we start? Can I give him a nickname already?
Oh.
Robbie.
Oh, what about Pauline? That's better. Oh,
Pauline foul.
How have you not scored there?
Kvashavachelia with a shot. I don't think he gets enough bend on it, does he? No, he doesn't. To be honest,
wrap his foot
if
round
he does curl that, it's going in far post and it's in. It's 4-0, but he hits it straight.
Ian says apparently Sausage Roll is rushing to St George's Park to stop the Sama deal. Says he's irreplaceable. Brum are interested in Ant-Man apparently, says Toddy. Brum are interested in everybody, to be fair. Real Madrid are all over the place. They need to reset at half-time, says Sam. Agree with that. Lee says Chowdhury and Suter were just examples of the level of player or above that we'll be looking at. Sorry for not making that clearer. Yeah, no problem, mate. No problem. Should have been 4, says Ray. Yeah, it should. It should. You know, we've finally got caught up with the comments. Thank you to everybody for being so. Apologies, I couldn't be in as often as I usually am, but it's been a really good game. Pablo says, can't see it happening, but I'd love us to get Andre Santos on loan. Had a good loan spell at Strasbourg. His best position is defensive midfield. I read that he won't be registered in Chelsea's Premier League squad. Well, I wouldn't rule anything out, to be honest.
The only thing is, if we're replacing Vinny Souza, I'd want us to replace him with a permanent, not a loan.
Are we going to replace Vinny Souza?
Well, we might not, might we?
That's what I mean. Is it?
I'm just saying, if we do replace him, because obviously that Santos is getting mentioned as a centre defensive midfielder, so you'd expect that as, you know, a replacement for Souza. Then if he's at Chelsea, we're not going to sign him permanently, so it'd be nice, you know, that'd be a loan signing. Sorry. So what I'm suggesting is, if we were to replace Vinny Souza, it'd be a permanent signing, like more like Wouterberger, you know, someone like that.
What do you think to Wouterberger?
I'd be very happy with him. He's a big, strong lad, isn't he? And
24, played at the level, stood out at the level. It's
quite similar to Souza, isn't he?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a cross between Souza and Sander Berger, I think.
Yeah.
In terms of where he carries himself.
Yeah, that's how I'd have said it. So I think he'd fit perfectly into that mould of what we want from that position.
I'm not saying he's definitely the level of both, by the way. I don't want to be
No, not at all.
But I think there's definitely a player in there.
Yeah. It just depends how much, you know, if we want to spend it and how much Stoke could want. So I don't know how much. What did they pay? About 5 mil, and I'm guessing they'd want double.
4 mil, and they want double.
No,
yeah.
So, yeah. But can you remember, just as a thought that's come to my head? Remember when we were talking about Theo Asgard?
Yes.
When Leeds were playing Luton, and you were talking about values of players.
Yes.
And you said that is nowhere near the value that I suggested.
Yeah.
I suggested £5 million.
I know you did.
How much has it been sold?
No. That's not what we said. That's not what we said. It was something like you thought they could grab him for like 2 million or something, because we thought they'd signed him for 500 grand. Or I had whichever way around. It might have been another way around this.
Signed him for 2 million, and I said they're going to want 5 million for him.
It was something like, I was saying he's worth about 3 or something like that, whatever it was. I think I can't remember the conversation, in all honesty. But yeah, clubs with silly money will spend silly money, won't they? They'll lay it out there for every. Where's he gone, mate?
He's gone to Rangers.
Yes, he has. He's gone to Rangers.
I don't mind.
For 5 million. I think it's a good signing. I'm not sure he's worth 5 million quid, if I'm honest. But,
I think they have they've probably overpaid slightly, but
for a League One player.
Yeah, he's gonna.
And that might be the going rate, to be honest. But we got Harrison Burrows out of League One for 3 million quid.
This player,
2 million quid for Matt Cooper.
The thing is, were Burrows, I don't know, only got 1 year left in his deal, or am I completely wrong on that?
You might be wrong on that. I don't know, actually. I don't know.
At the time, and what did we pay? 3 million for him. Yeah. Stealing it. You know, like you said, there is clubs that you can deal with where you can spend that, because Rangers have just signed a centre back from Peterborough as well. I think they paid about 3 million for him. So I think
3.5 mil.
Peterborough are quite a reasonable club, though, aren't they? I think for
that is big money for him, by the way.
Is it?
I'm not sure about him.
Right, fair enough. Which is quite frustrating, because Rangers need centre halves.
I hope he does well. Obviously, I lean towards Rangers in Scotland anyway. My dad's more Celtic, but
I used to like your dad.
Yeah, I know he's a Celtic boy, but yeah, I want Rangers to do well, but I'm not sure about that. I think Asgard will do well in Scottish Prem.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And that might be why you don't go in for somebody like Windass, because they're the same position, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
Sam says, Andre Santos would be a gamble. We need experience. And then Joe completely counters that by saying Andre Santos is a couple of levels above us. Jimmy, would you take Windass to replace Brewster? Are we replacing Brewster, Chris? Where did Brewster get in this side regularly? I don't think he did. I think you're a bit of a squad man that fit in where he needed to do a job. Apologies to Ian, but for me, he's never been a starter in the side. I don't know what he was. We talked about this a bit last night, or was it with my dad? I think it was with my dad, where we were saying, is he a number 9? Is he a 10? Is he a winger? Nobody seems to know, because he was playing most of the season as a 10 last year. Bringing in Windass would be an independent signing to nothing to do with Brewster for me. And Windass would come in probably on a big wage, which is why I'd say no. Windass would come in and sit on the bench for me because he doesn't get in front of Callum O'Hare in this side, in my opinion. Yeah. So we'll see. What do you think to Windass to the Blades, mate? I know you weren't that keen on him going to Rangers, so
no, it's
is it a no from you?
Obviously having people in family that's Wednesday, I've seen enough on him, and he goes missing in a lot of games. He's another one that you can have a short spell where he's really good, and then other games you see him and he's frustrated and goes missing in them. So no, he's not for me personally.
Okay. Just some news coming through just about other football around the world. Fabrizio Romano is reporting Victor Gyökeres insists he's not showing up at Sporting anymore. He's only going to Arsenal. Clubs remain in talks.
Well, Danny Rowe was saying that at Hillsborough, look what's happening. So if he don't get his move, he'll be back at Sporting, won't he?
Another save from Courtois.
That's got to be a yellow card.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, João Neves stopping Arda Güler.
And the second bit of news, Lyle Thomas is reporting, contrary to reports, 25 million will fall short of Man City's valuation of James McAtee. They got £40 million for Cole Palmer, and McAtee has played more Premier League games than Palmer before he left, plus a Premier League season at Sheffield United and Champions League games. They want north of 40 million for James McAtee.
But do you know, like a team that would probably pay that is like a Notts Forest or a Brighton, maybe a Brentford.
Yeah, they would, yeah.
And it'd fit in all right at them. It's just had a decent.
I raise my eyebrows at prices like that, but I suppose we've been out of that realm for a long time.
That's the going rate now.
Yeah, it is. That's what I mean. We've never
talent.
We've never been at that level, have we, to pay that sort of money?
No, and that's why, if we do get back to top division, with this AI stuff and whatever, or just looking in different places, young foreign upcoming talent will be half that price, and that's where you've got to look for your value of your money. When we're going up, we can't be spending 40 million quid on James McAtee because that's gonna stop us from spending elsewhere. So it's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy figures.
It is crazy, mate. Half time that. Half time, incredible.
Half time. He's tried to chip him there, hasn't he?
Tried to chip him, and he's only just knocked up at Barge, and they've blown for half time. Courtois has then gone down, holding his hip.
He's got up, he's walked off, he's all right.
Okay.
Unbelievable off from PSG. That first 25 minutes for them were just, for me, it's one-up game, isn't it?
Well, it's incredible, mate. Absolutely incredible. So, yes, love that. Lee says, said it before, the ref stops a game for a head injury. The player should have to leave the field for a minimum of 5 minutes for a head injury assessment as per rugby. No sub might stop it. That was just disgraceful, that, Lee, wasn't it, with Mbappe there? It really annoyed me. Sam says, I can't see us getting Andre Santos. Sam, you said he wouldn't be proven a minute ago. What's going on? In the words of Pep, you cannot replace him. Prefer cheeseburger to Wouterburger, says Meljo. Evening, lads, says Paul Rose of Wellstone Landscapes, channel sponsor of the Blades Ramble. Thank you, pal. Hope you're good. Need to catch up with you. Because you're too busy doing this boys stuff. And Mark Meldrew. While Wellstone Landscapes is on, tell us about, give him a proper plug this time.
I gave him a proper plug last time.
No, you didn't. You says he's great. Oh, no, it was Mark Meldrew, sorry.
Oh,
I apologise, Jord. It was Mark Meldrew who was glowing, absolutely glowing about the work he'd received. So I asked him on air and he went, yeah, decent. Yeah, decent. Yeah. Sound.
No, it's
what's he done for you? What's he done?
Quality of work that he's done is Champions League style is what I could say, and how it looks.
What work have you had done, Jord?
We've had my back garden done, so we've had it all dug out, and then we had a new patio laid, some artificial grass put down, some sleepers put in, and some decorative stone outside. It's honestly, it looks absolutely banging.
Is
So if
Mrs.
you do-
Motson happy?
Pardon?
Is Mrs. Motson happy? That's the main
She's very happy
gauge.
with it.
There you go then.
She's very
There you
happy
go.
with it. To be honest, she's because she works from home. She's been sat outside in it, and
There you go.
in the glorious sun that's beaming off his patio.
Love
And
that.
yeah, no, it's bang on. So if you want your garden doing, then get in touch with Paul at.
Well done,
Arsenal
pal.
Landscapes.
Well done, mate. Well done. Great job. Evening, fellas, says Paul. Sat watching in a bar here in Spain. Not too many happy faces. Big shout out to the Lionesses for their tenacious performance earlier. Well said, Paul. Josh says, I'd love to see a midfield of Peck and Callum Aware with Blaster behind. What's your starting three as the squad stands? Go on then, Jordy boy.
Starting midfield three? City Peck. Probably going to have to be... I'd probably put Gus in there. In a three midfield, but probably it's going to be two and then one in front, so like a 4-2-1. Like
I'm doing that. Yeah.
So I'd probably have. I don't know if I'd want Peck and Blaster though playing together. This is where I don't know if are them two going to work. Are they too similar? So that's why I'd probably bring in a new midfielder. So going on what we've got, it'd have to be. I'm going to say Peck, Tom Davis, and then Gus as my midfield three.
Okay. I'm going Hamer and Arblaster. Obviously, Peck until Arblaster's fit. Hamer and Arblaster as the two. And Callum Ware in front. That's how I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm. I'm saying the two midfielders that were more old in there because I don't think Blaster's going to be fit to start with. So that's why I said Peck and Davis holding it there and sit
behind Gus.
Yeah, sit him there. As a more like a number 10.
Yeah, nice. It's not bad at all. City willing to let McAsee go on a perm, says Bry. Asgard has a release clause, I think. More than a release clause, he's been released. He has gone. He has signed for Rangers. Mr. V says, Real Madrid looks shell-shocked and have to make several changes at half-time. They're making so many mistakes and completely outplayed. Absolutely right. Paul says it's France 2, Wales 1 at half-time. Toddy says, yeah, Burrows was in the last year of his deal at Peterborough. Thank you for clarifying, mate. Charlie says, hi, Jimmy and Jordan. Do you think that Sam Curtis will be involved with the first team at any point this season? Any thoughts, Jord?
Well, I think he will to start with, if we've not signed a right back. Because we're going to need someone to back Sariki up, aren't we? So there's every chance. But if we bring a right back in, then I think he might be loaned out again.
I'm going to say no, Charlie, because he went out to Peterborough and was said to be very poor. And then he went out with it to Hibernian and didn't pull up any trees either. I don't think he's quite... Oh, St Johnstone, yeah. And he hasn't quite made the progress that we wanted. We will have many more updates on loan players this season as we have reports coming in from Lonely... Yes, Mr. Lonely. Lee Edridge.
I'm sure.
Yeah, Mr. Edridge will be doing our loan reports.
Love that.
As Lone Lee, which I am ramming down people's throats because I think it's funny. But I think Sam Curtis will go out on loan. Charlie again, possibly, like George alluded to there. But I think he needs... But we have to remember as well, he's a very young boy. He just came in with big expectations. So he was 18 when we signed him. He must only be 19 now. I think he's only been here about a year. But still a long time for him to develop into a quality right back. We're not giving up on him by any means. He's on a big wedge.
It doesn't always happen, does it, as well, straight away?
No, it don't. But he's on big money.
It only takes one loan to work. And I mean,
at the right level as well. It has to be the right level, doesn't it? Don't aim him too high.
Gyökeres, and I know this is a completely different example, so I'm not. But he didn't score. He'd not got a great goal scoring record, and then he gets his move to Cov and started scoring for them, and it worked out for him. And then he scored for fun for Sporting Lisbon, and it looks like he's getting a move to Arsenal. So it doesn't always work out to start with, and then it just clicks.
That's very true, mate.
So hopefully that works out for him and it happens for us, sorry.
Norwich should sign the centre-back from Posh last year, but he turned him down in January. He's now gone to Rangers. I didn't know that, pal. Max Aaron's fantastic addition for Rangers. Has Max Aaron's gone to Rangers?
Yep.
I'd say that's a decent deal.
Yeah.
That's a decent deal.
Just signed a centre-back as well from Wolves, but I can't remember his name, on loan.
We've just got rid of £30 million worth of rubbish, says Daz, and we want to bring in dumb pigs, cast-offs. To be fair, they would bend over backwards to keep Gassama, but I just don't think he's going to stay. I still don't think he massively improves Sheffield United, so I wouldn't be upset. It looks like we're going to miss out on him anyway if we were in for him. To be honest, the links were all saying when Wilder was here, we were interested, and that's what we talked about this morning. So, David Brooks or Barry, if you had to pick one. Jordan?
Well, oh my God, you put me on the spot there.
I'll go then. I'll go David Brooks. David Brooks is more, if you're talking permanent, if you offered me a loan for Brooks and a permanent for Barry, I might be torn.
Yeah.
Because I think Barry has got a big upside, but we've seen Brooks is proven at the level.
Yeah.
And if I think he can make we know he can make an immediate impact now. And I think that is vital for us. So
I think if it were a permanent for Barry and only a loan for Brooks, I'd probably side with Barry.
Yeah.
Getting a permanent deal out of that.
Possibly, yeah. That's the only caveat.
If it were permanent for both, I think I'd be going with David Brooks. Just because we know what he can do. He's class for this level. So
Leeds would pay 40 million for McAtee. He won't want to go there. He'll probably, if they bid, and he'll sign, but knowing what we know about McAtee, he won't want to go there. Brett says, not concerned at all with the lack of signings. It is what it is. Soon be sat in John Street with a Balti pie in one hand and a Bovril in the other, and all will be right with the world. Absolutely right, mate. I can't see David Brooks actually wanting to come back somehow, says Brian. Why not?
He's been linked with bleeding. Honestly, Rangers and Birmingham this season have been linked with every Tom, Dick and Harry. It's ridiculous.
Brewster's position is obvious. MVP. Oh, ledge. Thank you, Mrs. Ramble, who's just brought in the goods.
What we got? Is it Haribo's? Oh, it's digestives.
Get in.
You need a couple with that, though. You've got to have a couple with digestives.
Well, I think I'd be pushing it. Brewster's position is obvious. MVP, says Ian. Yeah, okay. Sheila says McAtee is never a £40 million player. I don't think so either, Sheila. But I think it is the going rate. It just feels like it's a huge price for a player that's not really done it at the top level yet. But neither had Morgan Gibbs-White when he signed for 40 million.
Yeah.
So if he's given the keys to be the main man in a team like a West Ham, for example, or a Forest, but you know, it could happen. Totally agree, lads. Loved your 10-minute vid on Berger. Would love to. Thank you, mate. Would love to get Wouter Berger from Stoke. If he's been that good in that relegation level Stoke team, imagine him at the lane with our squad. Yeah, I agree. Sam says I think McAtee goes abroad if he leaves Man City. A lot of rumours of that. Yeah, I've heard that as well.
Yeah, I think of heavily linked on that end. I think.
Yeah. Leipzig, I think, were mentioned, weren't they?
Yeah.
Brewster is worth 40 million. Ask Ian, says Ray.
What's that? Is like Turkish lira or something?
Yes.
40 million Turkish lira.
Yeah, I know.
Works out at about £4.
Go on, Paul. Top landscaper even gets the Sarnies. He gets the Sarnies in. Right, Paul.
Hang on a minute.
This week, mate.
Whoa.
We take it all back.
Never got Sarnies in. He must be apologising to Mark there for something because he's never got Sarnies in for me. So next time, if you're watching, Mr. Rose, when you come to do my front garden, I want Sarnies bringing.
Absolutely outrageous. Didn't know Pep was Welsh, Jim. Terrible impression. We cannot replace him. We cannot. Do you think Blaster gets the armband back? I hope so, Bri. I hope so. The only scenario, it's a fresh coat of paint, really, so could go to anybody. I don't see anybody currently that is more deserving. I don't think Blaster is a natural captain, and I don't mean that that he won't grow into that role, and I don't mean that he isn't a good option because I think he's our best option currently. If we were to bring in somebody like a Rob Holding, or even a Harry Souttar, that type of player, I'm not saying we'll get either of them. Rob Holding's a captain. He's a leader. He's a talker. He's a man that you can sort of say he's going to lead the way.
Yeah,
I think you can bestow that on our Blaster, and it may raise his levels a little bit as well. I don't think Jack Robinson's a captain. Apologies to talk about him again. It's just my personal opinion. I don't think he's a captain, but I don't think
every stream.
I know. Boring. But I don't think we've got any leaders like that, or very many at all.
I don't think we have since Billy.
Since Billy or George.
Your dad was saying the same thing. It was said the other night, weren't it? It's
you could go through team.
Them, aren't we?
Harrison Burrows, Michael Cooper. I don't think you can. It's weird to get to a captain most times anyway. A keeper. Harrison Burrows, you wouldn't. I know he's been the captain of Peterborough, but it doesn't feel like he is a massive character at the moment in this team. And Nell is too quiet, in my opinion. You can go into midfield.
Definitely not a captain. I mean, that's the problem that I feel we've had at centre half is you've got Robinson, who's not a captain for me, like you said, and an Ellen. So
do you know what I could see?
To communicate with each other.
Do you know what I could see? Because this often happens when you're trying to keep all the players. I could see Gus getting an armband.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't.
As being like the talisman of the team.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't say no to it. But you're not going to get Ty Campbell, are you? Callaway's not going to get it. Mm-hmm. City Peck is in with a shout but that is that
City Peck a
passion?
Year or two.
Is that his passion? You know that comes through. You're definitely not going to get Femi Sariki, are you? Right back. So we're struggling, aren't we, to pick one?
Yeah, we are.
Which shows that we're lacking in leadership.
Whereas you go back to that Wilder team that got promoted in 18-19. You have Baldock, Basham, O'Connell, Egan, Norwood.
Yeah.
They could all... Billy, obviously, who was the captain. Dean Henderson, you'd have been happy with him, the stature that he had at the time.
Didzy.
Just full of leaders. Didzy.
This is another leader, isn't he?
Oh, my God. What a player. Have you seen this article that says we're on a low budget? Yes, Jack, don't worry about it. Pooh Houser, Jack, mate. Jack, mate. Mark Meldrew says, who's the one player you think will be a different player under Sayers? Now, I've talked about this a fair bit, and I'm going to eat the second half of my digestive while you explain yours, George.
I don't know, for some reason, I think I'm more hoping that Tom Cannon will be the one that just has a different role. Now we know Chris Wilder were good for putting arms around players and getting best out of them. It just didn't work for him, did it, last season? When he come in, he didn't hit the ground running, but a pre-season under his belt, Sayers might have a different tactic for him, use him differently, and I'm hoping that works out and he fires 20 goals in this season.
Can I just say as well, I'm getting messages from my mate.
Cammy just said that he's got you an Oasis ticket if you want.
I'm not talking to him, and I'm not talking to my dad. So Lee Edridge, who's dropped another £7 in the last 2 weeks, he is absolutely smashing it in his fitness journey. Well done, Lee. Absolutely incredible. Done. Cheers to you with your chocolate digestive, pal.
Oh. Maybe you could give Jimmy a few tips, Lee.
Absolutely, it could.
And it's not PG tips either.
Thank you. So says Jack. Apologies, you're having digestive mouth now.
I thought you'd have been having some Haribos, to be honest.
No, don't get me started.
Fantastics.
Honestly, mate, Dave the Nose, he should know better. He should know better than to set airs racing with stuff like that. Hey, Jimmy, just checking in. Where are our signings? Who do you reckon will be next? Jord, who do you think's next?
As next signing?
Yep.
I will say the Hungarian lad.
Kozimark too?
Kozimark too. I reckon he might be his next.
I agree. I think that's going to be next. Great Bants. Mogger says, interesting from Andy the Blade about Robbo being a bad egg if he's not playing. I think it's more that than Holding's fitness. I don't know what he's talking about there. Mogger could not possibly say. Daz says, I bigged up Curtis as a St. Pat's fan, but he's been very inconsistent so far in his Blades career. He's still very young and hopefully he comes good. Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Great Band says, what's your thoughts on the reports that Sayers will have no money to spend? I don't believe it, pal, if I'm honest.
Well, one of the things I say is, even if it were true, he's not had money to spend elsewhere and he's not done a bad job with both of them teams.
Done a great job, hasn't he?
So it's not something that he won't be used to. So if it is true, I'm sure he'll get best out of what he's got.
Well said, mate. Well said. Oh, we're a lovely ball over the top.
Sort of lost him in his feet, but he's regained it, hasn't he? It's Hakimi who gets it. Dewey goes down on edge at box looking for a foul. Referee tells him to get up.
He went down like he'd been shot there, didn't he?
He did. Dewey now picks the ball back up. João Neves. No, it's not Neves. Sorry, it's Vitinha.
Oh.
A few one-touch passing, it goes back into PSG's half, and I think that's the attack over for now.
Mark Meldrew says, neck on the line. All behind next signing. We've just said that, pal. Cosy Mark 2. Mogga says, what's this about us relying on frees and loans? Is the source good? No. Football League World, personally think we'll spend some money if it's smart buys. I agree. I do a bit of work, as I say, for Football League World and give some opinion pieces, but I'm not with them on this.
I think as well, I honestly think that the club are keeping the cards close to the chest, and there is not a lot of links coming out. Like not stupid amounts of links. Whereas in last season we were getting linked loads of players, and I don't think a lot of reporters know which way we're going to go. So
nobody does, do they?
Hold on, Dewey's in at back stake for 4-0. It is 4-0. Is there an offside flag? Yeah, offside flag.
I
think because they don't know which direction that we're sort of going in at the moment, they're just sort of spouting anything off that they can just to put an article about it.
I agree. I think they are loose links.
Yeah.
And they are not, there's not a lot of substance to them. And that's why we've been so meticulous in trying to link back every article that we're talking about in 10-minute transfers. So sometimes it is just to quash the rumours, not squash. Somebody's corrected me on that, rightly so. To quash some of the rumours. I can squash them, but I'm quashing them. Because there's a lot of clickbait out there, isn't there, at the minute? And you have to sort of be aware of where to look and stuff like that.
Away, right hand side, fires one straight across 6-yard box, and Courtois gets down and pushes it away.
Well done.
And it's a foul to Real Madrid just on edge of the box.
Well done. Have they been in the fridge, Jimmy? No, she just bought them, mate. She just bought them. I messaged her at half time and said, stop off and get us some chocolate digestives on your way back. And she did. Came into the studio and handed them to me. What a ledge.
She's a keeper.
She is, but she's been nice to me today because we've just booked a couple of bits that she's been after doing for a while. So I make good books. Gibbs White and McAtee swap deal. That's
Man City have been linked with Gibbs White.
Yeah, maybe that's not a bad shout. Max, to be fair, a bit of money and McAtee.
Yep.
How would you feel, Jimmy, if Sayers give the armband to Robinson and played him in the first game? What a nightmare. Matt, that will not happen. I can't say it'll not happen. I certainly don't think he'll be in the team long term, Robinson.
If I remember rightly,
careful.
Robinson were a man that Hull targeted when we played him. So I think that says a lot about what Ruben Sayers might think of Jack Robinson.
Possibly. Gus, if he stays, should be captain, says Wayne. Peck is a future captain for sure, says Matt. Good shout on that for Gus for captain. Thank you, Ray. Here he goes again. Robbo, yo, says Bri. Siddy stands out for me as a future captain, says Sheila. I agree. I think as a future captain, I agree, but I'm not sure he's ready for that responsibility at the minute.
And by the time that comes round, I don't know if he'll be here.
Agreed. A blade.
I think if he has another good season next year, then
I think we have to get promoted to hold on to. Yeah.
Easily.
I think we have to get promoted to hold on to Siddy and Arblaster.
Yeah.
And possibly Cooper this time now.
Yeah.
How much do you realistically think we'll get for a Nell? I'm saying we get 8 tops. I'm saying we get nowhere near 8.
I'm going to say 4 or 5. 4 or 5.
5 tops.
Yeah. I don't think we'll get as much as what we did for, we got with Bogle in his last year, his deal. Well, that's 7. 6, 7?
Bogle we got 5.5 rising.
5.5.
Yeah, right. Rising to 7, I think.
Between 4 and 5, I'll say is
Man Mountain came back with a great point though, didn't he? With that, with Bogle example, that's fair on 3MB. Do you think there's anything in Jezrin Raksaki coming back, lads? No, I don't, Max. No, I don't. Deb says hi, Jimmy. I know.
No, thank you.
Hi, Jimmy and Jord. Hope McAtee does go because after we had him, Pep always had him on the bench. He has integrated him a little bit, Debs, but to be honest, I don't think he's good enough for Man City. And
You'd
I
find
love
hard to get in that team.
I love him as a lad, and I think he's a great kid and a very, very talented player. He's a Premier League player, but I don't know. I don't think he's the level of Man City. Certainly not yet. Certainly not yet. So I don't. What I'm saying is, I don't think Pep was wrong not to play him more. But I understand what you mean as well. He probably needs a move because of that.
Yeah.
He might give it to Binden. He sees him as a leader. He said he sees him as a leader in his interview. I wouldn't give it to a lone player,
No.
Matt. I think it's very rare that happens. It'd have to be a permanent signing for me. Was that a full digger you swallowed, Jimmy? No, it was not. I've done two, and I've done them in 2 halves. Jack says, "I'm hoping we get I can do a full one though, if you want me to."
I can only do that
they're staring at me now.
Jaffa cakes when you used to do full moon, half moon, total eclipse.
All right.
Can't you remember that?
No, I didn't know that.
They'd
All
like
right.
it was full moon and then half moon when you bit into it, and then when you completely finished it, total eclipse.
All right. Okay. Nice. Clever advertising. I'm hoping we get a move on and bring some players in. Says Jack. I want Ruben to get a good pre-season with them. That is the absolute ideal, mate. But I'm not convinced that doesn't always happen, does it? Unfortunately,
They just had a bit of a chance. One touch football between, I think it's Valverde and Mbappe. Mbappe gets it back on edge of box and absolutely skies it for 3 points for Wigan.
Nice. Top tier biscuits, Jimmy. Number 1, I agree, Mark. I agree. But closely followed by Fox's Golden Crunch.
So I'm so glad you just said that, because I was going to say, well, mine's Fox's Golden Crunch. So
yeah, so closely followed.
They are top tier.
Mbappe off, says Bright. Has he gone off?
Well, I'm not surprised after that last shot, if that's the case.
Unreal Workley, absolutely right, says Joe. 3-1 France, game over, says Chris. Well done to Lee, says Dave. Well done, Lee, says Max. Go Lee, says Bry. You should try Haribo Nostalgics. Pear drop, cola cube, and rhubarb and custard flavours. Next level. There you go from Helen. Interesting.
Sounds very
interesting.
Nice.
There's some decent old school flavours in there.
That's like garlic and bread. That's the future.
It's the future. Chris says if Sayers hasn't got money to spend, bring back the Prince. Oh, now you want him back. No, I'm kidding.
Good shout out to our mate. We were on stream with him, weren't we, Jim?
We were, mate. We were. You were like,
yeah.
But first 2 minutes, you're like,
I've watched that back, and I don't think my mouth moved for about 5 minutes.
Oh dear, that was funny.
I didn't say out wrong. That was a problem.
Unless it's Danny Hall, I wouldn't believe the article, says Sam. Danny's very reliable. Would you guys be happy if we sorted the defence out and had depth there, but don't replace Vinny? Yes. Yes, I think all we need to do is sort the defence out, to be honest. As a bare minimum, but I think that we do that and I'd still be happy. Chris the Prince wanted to sell that.
Investment in it, especially at this level.
Oh. I'm getting an OBS disconnecting, reconnecting message here.
What's that usually mean?
Reconnection successful. And we're still on stream. Let us know if anything happened there. Oh, we're all right.
Right, my side.
It seemed all right at my end as well. Just an update that came through then for some reason. These articles are for clicks. That's all it is. I agree with that, Sam, on some of them. Are any of you going to the pre-season games?
I know you are, aren't you, Jim? You were using my ticket number until you got a better offer, weren't you?
I'm going to the York game, and thank you, Lee.
You were going to Rotherham, weren't you? But I think someone...
This is what I mean. This is why I didn't want to answer. Right, I'm going to say it on stream now. I'm going to say it on stream because we've alluded to it a little bit, but I'm going to call him out on stream. I am going to York.
You gotta roll with it.
I can do this, you know. I can just get rid. So hang on, we want to be there, don't we? So I'm going to York. Lee Edridge kindly got me a ticket while they were still at eye-opening points because I were panicking that I might not be able to get one, and I can only go to two pre-season games because I'm away on holiday the following Monday for 2 weeks. So got my York ticket. and then I'd sort of messaged my dad and Eki Sal and Layman Dave to see if anybody wanted to go to that game as well, even though I already had my ticket, because we'll all go together as well. And then the Rotherham game as well, which I can make as well. Now, my dad was supposed to be going to Mercia to watch James, the band James, and he says, "Oh, no, I don't know if I can be bothered." Oh, that shows how often he goes. I don't know if I can be bothered. So I'll go to York and Rotherham with family. Right, great. We'll look forward to that. We'll all go together, sort of thing. And I'll be sat with Lee, but we'll be all ramblers together in it. So he rang me today, did my dad? Jim, right. So yeah, York. We can sort York, no problem. We'll all go down together. That'd be good. I'll sort tickets out for me and Arsal. And then I was just saying to her that I'm thinking about going to Rotherham, and we'll all go together again for that, which would be great. But then I've had a call from Cammy, and he said he's got a VIP ticket, a spare VIP ticket for Oasis on night at Rotherham game if I want to go there. So he'd rather knock about with Noel Gallagher than come and sit in Rotherham away end with me. So
I should have been going and all,
mate.
Myself at 19th, so I'd have seen him there. But yeah,
so
best man duties.
Andy the Blade, if you're watching, or Cammy, if you're watching, let's if you need an Uber and somebody
Find
can slide
someone
in.
else.
yeah. If there is a spare ticket, yeah, let me know. That's not happening, is it?
You know, did have been a perfect song for you there.
Go on then.
Stop crying your heart out. Perfect for you. Know what I mean?
Yeah. Somebody say my audio's cutting in and out now. I don't know whether it's since that little glitch thing, maybe. Oh well. I'll do my best to get us through these. Bryce says, like, subscribe, and even better, share the channel, people. All for the price of note. Come on, join the Best Blades channel on the net and be part of the family. Thank you, pal. I think 2 million for an L, says Max. That's not.
And I won't bother selling him though. Then I'd just keep him till end of the season.
Would we? We wouldn't do that.
Let him go then. I'd rather let him go for free. Get another season out of him.
Yeah, I agree, mate. Dad says if Robinson is captain first match of the season, keep an eye on top tier of the lane end. And that'll be me escorted out of the ground for giving my humble opinion. Jack says to sit on the bench at Man City and play a little is good, is it not? Yeah, but I think for overall development of the player, unless they see him as the next Phil Foden, who was bled into the team, then it's going to be very difficult for him. And Phil Foden still can't play every game, can he? So.
No.
Chris says, if reports are true regarding the budget restrictions, I don't think they are, we won't challenge for the top two, and we need a marquee transfer to give the whole fan base a lift. All we have done is sell one of our better players. Lee says, thanks everyone. Unfortunately, don't know how many of those pounds will be left after this after this next weekend. Away with 19 of my ex-rugby teammates for a long weekend. Won't take long to undo the work. You've worked hard for this though, mate. You've worked hard for it. Sat on the bench at the start of the second half, Jim. Is McAtee? What we're talking about there? Hobnobs and Tunnocks dark chocolate wafers, says Sheila. Yeah, not bad shouts. Who remembers Topic Chocolate, says Chris. Yeah, I think.
Speaking of Luka Modric earlier, look who's coming on.
Oh, yeah.
The man himself has been readied.
The best biscuit has got to be bourbon. It's so good, says Matthew, or chocolate cream.
We stopped because it's making me hungry and I've got no biscuit.
Is it at my end that it keeps disconnecting or at yours? I think it might be my end. I think it's since we had the glitch, to be honest, in whatever was happening with OBS. So I don't know if it's fixable on this stream, but we'll see. Jord might have to do a lot of the talking now. Digestive caramel at Champions League, says Mark. I'm going to York, Rotherham and Burton. Nice one. How's Trent doing? He's not playing, pal.
He's injured. And PSG, I saw her in. I think that's a substitution who's come on. Don't know his name because we've missed it because Jim were busy crying about Oasis and he loses the ball.
Crying my heart out.
Yeah.
Good shout with the Hobnobs, Sheila, says Helen. They are a strong biscuit, Hobnobs. You keep on going quiet, Jim. I'll tell you what, if Jord takes the reins for a minute, then I'll see what I can do. Just give us a sec.
Oh. I'm trying to be honest. I'm actually trying to find out who this substitution is who's come on for PSG because he's on the ball now. It's number 29. So let's have a quick look, and I will be able to tell you a bit more. But the game has gone. To be honest, game's gone a bit quiet.
Really? Bit like me.
Bradley Barcola, I think his name is. Yeah, that's what we're going with. And Gonzalo Ramos has come on as well, number 9 for PSG. Ball gets whipped into the back. Oh, Barcola nearly gets it. It's a great tackle from Valverde. But yeah, it's gone a bit quiet, I think, this second half because PSG, they don't need to do too much, do they? Real Madrid aren't exactly... they're not exactly pushing for it. So it just seems to be a game that's going towards end of game, but there's only 61 minutes gone. There's half an hour left at least. It's a very slow tempo. Hakim is now on the ball though.
Right. Can you still hear me, Jordy?
I can still hear you, pal.
Okay, mate. I've just re-added my microphone, so that may be. I didn't get to all the comments because it kept losing connection, like a light switch on and off. I've got it all, and then Joe's like, "Audio's back now." Great. Hopefully, whatever that was. Seems like I've had a bit of a glitch. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, shout out to my boy Rory. First Blades game at Rotherham at 4 years old. Proper memories. Good lad. Love to see that. Mark, who says, do you fancy getting a ticket together? And then went and bought tickets without me. So thanks, Marco. Really appreciate it.
To be honest, he asked me, but unfortunately I'm
a nightmare with tickets. I forgot when Lee asked me, I was like, yeah, that'd be great, mate. Thank you. I forgot to even ask my dad and Aunt Sal whether they fancy it because my head's all over the place at the moment. So I'm a nightmare with stuff like that. Andy the Blade, a brilliant way of saying he's off with Cammy to see Oasis. Brilliant. Yeah, just... I don't blame him, obviously. I'm just very jealous.
Not even that. It's not even just off to see it. He's VIP. You know.
I know. He's going to be knocking about with Noel Gallagher while we're watching.
We're backstage. Sending you videos of Stop Crying Your Heart Out.
If he gets one of Noel saying subscribe to Blades Ramble, then all will be forgiven.
Imagine.
The most important question is, Jord, what's your trick? The last guy was talking to us stuck on the roof.
You just got to use gravity. That's it.
All clear now, Jim, says Sheila. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. No problems for me with your stream, Jim. Sound completely fine. Love that. Love that. Thank you, everybody. Look at me sorting out the technical problems. Could fool anybody, can't you? Hey, your favourite Bicky is McVitie's Triple Chocolate Digestive, says Pablo. They're addictive, though. Oh, my word.
I'm going to send you a super chat, Jim. Just payment so you can keep me on stream so other people can't have my job.
What drink do you drink when you go out?
I'm shocking because I drink everything. I get bored of
Can
drinking.
confirm you do.
After about 3 pints, I go to something else. I'll drink Guinness, but then I'll drink cider.
What's your favourite, mate? What's your favourite?
What's my favourite at the moment? And to be honest, over the last couple of years, I like a pint of Inches. I really like Inches cider. Is so nice. So I go for that. Closely followed by a Guinness.
And I don't drink, Chris, so I'm boring. Oreos and milk are elite, says 10-year-old Jack. Sam says this could change the game with Modric coming on. I know you said it's over, but I wouldn't rule out Madrid. A defensive midfielder coming on will not get you 3 goals in 25 minutes, in my opinion, Sam. Thank you, everybody. I'm just going to skim past everybody saying it's all clear with the audio. Appreciate that. Paul says, anyone remember Huntley and Palmer's lemon puffs? No.
I don't remember them.
Little by little, you'll get over it, Jim, says Mark Meldrew. I've seen what you've done there. You've done well to get Jord on here, Jim. His diary's packed. All right. Has he been paying you off, Mark?
He keeps saying, we need to go for a drink. I'm like, well, I'm busy up until about September, pal. Every weekend. It's ridiculous.
Jord, do you drink snake bite, says Max?
I have done before. I don't know. I have done before. I can tell you it's Eddie.
That's a young man's drink, innit? That's a young man's drink when you're trying to get drunk.
Do you know what my favourite ones used to be with Turbo Shandies?
Turbo Shandies with Smirnoff.
Smirnoff Ice and Alpha Lager.
I loved a Turbo Shandy, and I loved a pint of Diesel as well. We used to go on Diesel. Loved it.
It's just headache tackle next day. It's such a bad, and they want most expensive drinks and all.
They're not Diesel.
I'm telling you now, when you go to some pubs,
They might be now. No,
Yeah.
you've got to think I've got years on you, mate. I've probably got 10 years on you.
I didn't want to
So-
say, but you know.
Yeah, let's be right. Let's call it as it is. What did you say about Vinny Jr.? Hooked on 63 minutes. What did I say about it? Yeah, he's a terrible player, Max. I don't know how he gets a kick in any team he plays. Max, you're all right to think he's no good at this level. That's absolutely fine. I think he blows hot and cold at times, but when he's on it, I really rate him. I think the much more overrated player is Kylian Mbappe for me. That's just my opinion as well, and you're entitled to yours, pal. Here come Madrid now.
It's a crossed up back stick.
Oh.
No, it's not. It's Mbappe.
Well defended.
Mbappe.
Well defended.
Mbappe tries to get to it, but Hakimi gets there first, and now Mbappe's going over to take the corner.
Top side of Jordan is inches, says Sheila.
Yeah,
Mark Meldrew says Jaffa cake dipped in milk. Don't knock it till you've tried it. Is that your son's favourite then, Mark, at 4-year-old? Jaffa cake dipped in milk. Give me a break. I remember the lemon puff biscuits. I'm old, says David. The most important question is, do you drink tequila, Jordan, says Mr. V?
Oh, if it's put in front of me, yeah, but it's not something that I go to. I'm more
If you're a shot man, what are you going for?
people are gonna laugh at this. I like my baby Guinnesses.
No, I like them.
They're
I like
really
them.
nice. They're really, really nice. But if I'm going for some sambucas, just to ruin people because they tend.
Did you ever do absinthe?
That's disgusting.
It's not great, is it? But it
No.
does the job.
I remember, to be honest, going back to tequila, I was in Krakow, and they were, I think it were 80%. Oh, hold on, I'll tell you after. It's 2-on-1. PSG. It's a shot from edge of box. It's a great block. Yeah, there were an 80% proof tequila in Krakow, and we all had to have a shot on it. And it literally, as soon as it hit the back of my throat, it was that strong. It come back out. It was disgusting. It's one of the worst things I'd ever tried.
Wowzers.
Barcola now gets into the box, tries to cross it, and it goes straight to Courtois.
Chris says Turkish Delight were my favourite, but no chocolate for me anymore. I've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Sorry to hear that, pal. Turkish Delights, that is an acquired taste. It was my mum's favourite, that.
Yeah, my dad likes them. I didn't.
No, I'm not a fan. I remember being in Bessemer in Chef drinking snake bites. Couldn't walk before the match came to West Ham. Max, are you old enough for that? Yeah, I can remember Huntley and Palmer's too, says Bry. You've just got to roll with it, Jim, says Daz.
Here come comments.
Madrid have dropped off recently, says Jack. Had some at the weekend. Got them in B&M, says Ian. All right, very good. Don't diss the biscuit and milk. I won't. And if any of you 10-year-olds want to have a little biscuit and milk, you sort yourselves out. Love a baby G. That's a baby Guinness, I think, for the rest of us. We will have a few of them when you can fit me in. Oh, look at him. He's pining for his Jord fix.
Hello.
I feel like I've fostered a relationship here. It's
Drink friends.
oh, baby Guinness friends. Bloody Marys are the death of me, says Max. Oi, Jim, I'm 26. Could have fooled me, pal. Could have fooled me. It's like Saturday morning kitchen, this stream, food and drink, get your act together. I'm sorry, Ray. I'm sorry, you're right. It's one of them things
To be
where
honest, football is nowhere near the excitement level of that first 45 minutes.
It tends to happen though, doesn't it, when it's so dominant one way. As long as PSG manage it right, it's always going to sort of be killed off second half, I think.
Yeah.
3 of us, 2 bottles of Pernod. Oh, God. France now 4-1 up against Wales, says Sam. Jack's 26 as well. Wowzers. You and Andy the Blade need to talk tonight. I've not really fallen out with him, Mark. He's my dad. I'm just super jealous of the offer that he's got. It happens a lot, obviously, as we all know. He gets posh seats everywhere. He goes, you know, they all go off.
They're saying it's not what you know, it's who you know, innit?
Correct. That's exactly right. And I would happily be the third wheel, but often to these things you only get 2 tickets. So I don't often get jealous. I'm just usually pleased for my dad. But this time I'm a bit jealous, I have to say. So fair play, and I do hope he enjoys it. Obviously, I'm only joking, lads. Says I know, yeah, pal. Jaffa cake, biscuit, or Jaffa cake? Is it a biscuit or a cake?
Cake.
Yeah, I'm saying a cake. Biscuits biscuits should crunch.
I mean, it's called a Jaffa cake.
I know, but it's a legitimate question that people ask.
No, it's got to be. I mean, yeah, it's got to be a cake, and it, like you say, biscuits got to have that crunch, hasn't it?
Yeah, I agree. Bryce says, I remember Jim's reaction to ATB being sat with Cammy, and now he's going to see Oasis. What was my reaction to him being sat with Cammy? And now he's going to see Oasis. Just don't look back in anger, Jim. Guinness and cider was my favourite drink. Half a pint of each. Poor man's black velvet.
Mm.
Never had it.
I have tried it before. It's not bad. Again, all these mixing it drinks, it's just terrible hangover tackle, and it's not great.
I think Peke's already started on his beer by the looks of that. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know whether it's due to our connection, whether that were a dig at our connection earlier, because apparently you dropped out, then I dropped out, and everybody's okay now, apparently, hopefully.
Yeah, I did get a message from Mr. Meldrew telling you that audio's completely gone, but we're back in.
We're back in the room.
And the Welsh legend, Jesus Joe Allen, just won 2 lines on Match Bingo.
Jack says, right start of the season for me. Fly back from Tenerife and straight into the lane for the first game. That's brilliant, that. Thought you were going to Turkey, Jack, to sort them teeth out. and the Barnet.
Death row meal.
Yeah. Nige says, bring the mood up, Mark, why don't you? Death row meal. If you were going to die, what would you want to eat?
Oh, it'd be a big fat fillet steak.
Would it?
Bourbon sauce and some fries. That'd please me. Oh, it's a strike from
rate strike
from Valverde and deflects up at bar. Yeah, I'd be happy with that. When we were in Lanzarote, there were a steakhouse, and I had it was an 8-ounce fillet steak. Oh God, it was unbelievable, like to die for. It was better than Miller and Carter, and obviously that's a popular restaurant over here, isn't it? But that was better than there.
I'd have a curry, me. I'd have a curry from my favourite curry house.
Are you a chicken korma though, curry? You mean?
No, I like a madras. So it's a relatively straightforward one for me, but yeah, that'd be my meal. Chicken madras.
Nice.
Massive chicken madras with chips, naan bread. Oh God.
Anyway, I'm just going to ring me Indian up now.
Chocolate digestives to finish. Let's have a look. So Benjamin Baboon says, "Who do you think we sign next?" Cosy Mark 2. We've talked about that, pal. It's all about rum on the rocks. Rum on the rocks. Says
I
Nige.
can't listen to that song any longer.
Why?
Because I went to see Peter Kay, and you know when he does misheard lyrics.
Yeah, go on. I think I've been to see the same show, haven't I?
Yeah.
Can't remember what he said about this joke though. Go on.
I don't know if it's a PG channel though, innit?
No, go on then. You're all right. Go on. You can allude to it.
Well, instead of it saying "ain't no surprise," you can imagine. Think of the nether regions. Something surprise. Anal. Sorry, did I just say that out loud?
Jesus. I've had no issue all night with the audio, says Bright. Fair dues. From X, says Max. What we're talking about here? What's from X? Oh, this next debate is from X. Portsmouth have already made its second offer, but in the meantime, Spanish top flight Deportivo Alaves has also expressed interest not only in Koznovsky, but also in Mejicata. I think we signed him, mate. I might be wrong, but I think we signed him. I lost respect for both of you. It's dunkable in tea. If it's dunkable in tea, it's a biscuit. So you would say a ham sandwich is a biscuit. or anything that you can put in a cup of tea. A crisp is a biscuit. A pizza is a biscuit. Riff, come on.
Here's one for you then. McDonald's chips, when you got a milkshake, do you dip your chips in milkshake?
I don't get milkshakes, so no.
But there's people out there that do.
I know there are. You included.
I've tried it once.
Okay.
And it's actually better than you think.
Favourite away ground you've been to with the Blades? John?
I've said this on a previous stream, and I think it was because of the day out that we had. It was against Port Vale. Port Vale away, the day we went up as champions. We'd already gone up. We'd already been promoted. The atmosphere in that day was just unbelievable. As you can imagine, 6 years down in League One, everyone just having an absolute party, and then, you know, to win as well made it even better. So yeah, that was my probably favourite away day.
If we're talking occasion rather than ground, I would say Basham's arriving for me. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go.
Don't know, I was telling you.
Andy the Blade is in the chat.
Definitely, maybe.
Hey, you do know I was telling you on the quiet about Oasis. It's not even definite yet. Well, that would be I would be devastated for you if it didn't go through.
Do you know what? I'd be devastated for you as well, Andy. You could have gone to see Oasis, but instead you end up turning up in Rotherham.
Yeah, Rotherham away. We'll get you in, Dad. Don't worry. Let's have a look. Jack says that's September for my knee surgery and hair transplant. How do you have steak? Got to be well done. No.
What?
Can't have it mooing still.
No.
Medium for me.
Yeah, I'm medium. Medium rare is just a bit.
Yeah, a bit too pink.
Bit too like it's still alive, but medium where it's still got your pink in mid. Oh, stop it, because I want to go back to Lanzarote now and have my steak.
Thanks, Max. At least credit me for finding the story, says Scott. Sorry, Scott. Ramblers doing a curry house, says Mark. Yeah, I'm up for that, mate. Always up for a curry.
Butlers. Got a Butlers or 7 Spices after a Ramblers event, something like that.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. A Ramblers event.
Here we go. PSG, just play it in box. He looks, he's offside. Eder Militao, though. Great interception. It goes out for a corner. I think it were 2-on-1. Hakimi is running down right hand side with the ball. He gets in towards edge of box. I didn't see it where we're running it back stick, number 9. So it's what's his name? Gonzalo, whatever. Forgot his leading second name now. He's running it box, and he looked like he'd just gone offside. But when Hakimi does play the ball in, Militao gets his foot to it, and it goes out for a corner.
Couldn't have said it better myself, pal. Well said. I wonder if we sign him now, meaning Cosy Mark 2. I think we might. Peak says rebooted my phone and the sound's back. That's good. Do you think Cosy Mark 2 comes now? I think he does, Max. I think he does personally, but I could be wrong. Nige says mine will be jerk chicken, rice and peas. Jerk chicken, rice and pea with mutton curry and fried dumplings. Nice. Spiced rum and coke, top drink for me, says Ray.
Yeah, spiced rum and coke is very nice. There's one, what is it now? There's a Jack Daniel, I think, is it honey Jack Daniels and coke? That is so nice.
Yeah, it's not bad.
One of the more recent ones I've tried. It's very, very nice.
Andy the Blade backtracking. I don't think he's backtracking. Scott says choice between Stoke away on a Tuesday night or Madrid in the sun. Yeah, I know.
And Andy the Blade actually is when he told you about his tickets, he said maybe. That's all he said.
I'll clip that up actually. If you're going to continue making jokes about stuff like this, I'll clip you up. Speaking of which, Mark Meldrew says top 3 Oasis songs. I'm going. I'll go one and then you go one. I'm going. Champagne Supernova's got to be in top 3.
Yeah.
Go on, you give me one.
I like Supersonic.
Give you gin and tonic.
Yeah.
I like. Do you know what? There's a few that are a bit. I like Slide Away.
Yeah.
I like Hello.
Morning
I'm not a big Wonderwall man.
It's not a go-to song, that one.
No. I
Rock
like
and
the
Roll
Master
Star.
Plan.
Master Plan. There's too many to name. They're all bleeding. A lot of them are classics.
Champagne Supernova's got to be top 3, but then I could interchange about 5 of them in a
Don't
top
Look Back
3.
in Anger. That's another banger for
It's a
me.
bit
It's
commercial.
my karaoke song. That's why I like it.
Bit commercial for me, that now. I think a couple of them, like Live Forever as well, I think has been overplayed.
Yeah.
Personally, but anyway, that's good shout, that, Mark. But thank you for depressing me even further. I'm not going to say Oasis. If anybody's watching and wants to take me to an Oasis gig, I don't expect to be VIP like Andy the Blade, but I will greatly accept anybody's kind offers. Who the hell dips pizza in tea? You said as long as it's dippable in tea, it's a biscuit. I was being obtuse. You tell him, Andy says. Ray, what's going on? My son dips his chips in a McFlurry. There you go. Similar to your milkshake shout, Geordie boy. The only thing you should be dunking in your tea is a plain digestive biscuit. I agree with that, actually. Or a crunch cream, Fox's crunch cream. I'm just getting a message from James from Wednesday Till I Die Pod. Jordan loves a good sing-song at the family parties. If he can get any of that footage for me, it would be greatly appreciated. Max,
I was singing on stage other week.
Were you?
I have, you know.
What were you singing?
Don't Look Back in Anger. We're on Father's Day, so at my dad's local pub. There's a band, like a jam session, and obviously if you want to get up and sing, you can do. So my dad went up to the front and he was like, "Oh, for Father's Day, I'd love it if you got our lad get up and singing." So we're on stage for 3 songs. I did Mr. Brightside, I did You Too With or Without You, and I did Don't Look Back in Anger.
Mr. Brightside's a brilliant karaoke song. Brilliant. Dakota's another one.
Yes, which very own James from Matilda Shakespeare.
With or Without You is a bit of a toughie.
It's different.
I mean, I'm no karaoke. Me and my dad have done karaoke together and absolutely murdered it before. So we know. My brother's a good singer, but me and my dad are awful. And I'll say that, Dad. I know you're in stream.
I'll have to tell you what. When we have a Ramble night out, we'll go to. I think it's Woody's.
Right, wherever you want to take us.
That's a karaoke bar.
Wherever you want to take us.
Get up singing.
Yeah, we'll have a sing off. Why not? It's always good when you're sober, isn't it? Darlington away for me, what best away day ever. All right, David, Tommy Topper. Yeah, I understand that. I think my dad would probably say the same. Southend away was the best one, says Max. Riff says, next time you go for an Indian, ask for the Korean apna style. See if you like it. Instead of just adjusting chili powder, they use different spices to increase the spice so it hits more taste buds. Interesting. My dad goes to one local in Wakey that it's made completely differently. He'll be able to tell you better next time. Oh, good header from Madrid there. In fact, no, MK Don's away was my favourite, says Max. You'll only been about 3 then, I think, Max, were you? Jack says, a bit of a downer, best away day, but also the saddest for me was West Brom away last season. My granddad got to watch his last Blades game. Mate, that's more meaningful than anything, isn't it? That's a lovely thing to have as a memory. McGoldrick's gone to Barnsley, says Benjamin Baboon. I know he has. What a brilliant signing that is for them. Shapler, best curry house in Sheffield, says Chris.
Shapler.
Any thoughts on that?
I have been. It's decent in there. It's not my favourite one, but I have been in there.
Which is best then, John?
I like 7 Spices on Shalesmore.
Oh, do you know what? I've got a belter coming up. This is hi, Andy, says Max. Paul says the Hawthorns, December 2001, winning 1-0 with 10 men. That was Kieran Dowell. I'm way in front. It's just I'm jumping ahead because I weren't concentrating to it. 2001, winning 1-0 with 10 men. 2003, after the Battle of Bramall Lane, supporters shouting, "You're worse than the Turks," after no fans in the England game. 1-2-0. Mark Meldrew says, what a day that was at Port Vale. Some proper beef between both sets of supporters that day. My favourite away day. Northampton is up there for the whole day. And Andy the Blade coming in with a sarcastic message that is misspelt. Great football chat tonight, lads. Thought I'd tuned into MasterChef. Never heard of it. That must be some top football chat on MasterChef. So thank you, Andy the Blade, channel MVP, for coming in with your knowledgeable input there. I miss a Sheffield fish cake, says David. My best away ground has to be the Emirates Stadium. Padded seats and leg room. Yeah, for the experience, yeah, I suppose. Jaeger bombs, yes or no? says Marco.
I used to be a massive fan of them, but I've had to stop drinking them because I was blaming Jaeger bombs anyway for a reason why I couldn't remember my night. As soon as I was having them, my night just went blank. So yeah, I stopped having them.
Yeah, it's got to be a yes to egg bombs, isn't it, I suppose. Like Gus, I am favourable to kebabs, says Riff. Chris says, tried an ostrich burger tonight. Never again. Horrible. That is. Dad says, not for me, Mark, with Jaegers. You did well to catch it, Chris. The ostrich
That
burger.
Militao, a good tackle. He has a shot. Oh, it's a good save from Donnarumma.
Parried, though, and just...
There you go, Andy the Blade. We've had a first bit of football chat, pal.
Absolutely. Give me Sunday roast with extra Yorkshire pudding, says Mr. V. I do love an extra Yorkshire pudding.
Oh, what's Courtois doing? Ball gets played to the back stick.
Oh, have you not cleared that? Oh, you jammy swine.
Why is he not shot? There we go. Gonzalo Ramos puts it in. It's 4-0. It's definitely game over now. They were like a 4-on-1, that, to be quite honest, though, weren't it? And he sits down on the floor as if he's playing on his Xbox or PlayStation for his celebration.
Nice.
Erling Haaland used to do that, or he does it on FIFA games anyway.
Controversial call from Mark Meldrew. Lila is in the top 3 for me.
I've had a message from James as well. I was talking about Woodies, the karaoke boys, but I was in there Friday night. I did Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, murdered it.
Did you not do I.O. Silver Lining?
Well, there's no silver lining at that club, is there? So he'll forget about that.
Lila, top 3 Oasis tunes. Now, this is a place for opinions, Mark.
Yeah, I see that more as just a Noel Gallagher song, me, not even Oasis.
Hey, Lila. My dad likes them sort of songs. Don't Look Back in Anger is my favourite, says Ray. Champagne Supernova.
Yeah.
We're 6 minutes behind these, actually. Cigarettes and Alcohol, great shout.
Oh, we've got that one.
Acquiesce, I love Acquiesce as well.
Yeah.
Great shout, Paul. Mine has to be What's the Story, Morning Glory. Absolutely right. That's what I meant instead of hello, yeah. What's the story, Morning Glory? Mr. Brightside's overplayed, can't stand it.
I'll sing it.
It's good as a karaoke tune, though. Gets
everyone going in a boozer.
Yeah, it does. Ever want to get your mate to sing on karaoke, get him to do American Pie? Absolutely right. Brilliant song. Don't Look Back in Anger, says Paul. It's so awful when everybody murders angels. Yeah, it is. I can't stand an angels karaoke session. No. I can imagine Jamie Dumpling getting up and doing it as well. I had 4 tickets.
He's not even old enough. He won't even know what that's about. What's that? I've never heard in it.
He was probably born after Millennium came out, weren't he? So, yeah.
What is it? 18?
Yeah.
He were born after that bleeding...
I had 4 tickets for Dublin Gym and sold 2 at the weekend. Should have let me know.
I can't believe he's not hooked us up, Jim, with a flight straight over there.
I know, mate. I know. Who's your favourite Sheffield band? Matilda Shakes for me. Well, to be honest, it's Pulp, but
I was just going to say Pulp.
It's Pulp, but you've got to give Matilda Shakes for the current band. We'll go Matilda Shakes. Jord?
Arctic Monkeys are up there as well. I'd have said Pulp.
No.
I'd have said Pulp. I've got to go different to you, Anna. So
good luck for Didsy signing for Barnsley. You what, mate?
Human League.
Human League's a great shout. It's a great shout. Rhian Brewster, baby. Good luck to Didsy signing for Barnsley. They're in for a treat. Yes, they are, Josh. Well said, pal. Tell you what, Bri, they sung Angels during break at the darts. It was brilliant.
And that is full time, ladies and gents.
Time. Bang on as well.
Going through PSG, have absolutely murdered Real Madrid there, to be quite honest.
I'll tell you what, we're going to get through these comments because there's some belters. Pablo says, Acquiesce, Slide Away, and Live Forever, my top 3.
Nice.
I won't put Live Forever in there personally, but Just Looking is a great tune. I'm just looking. Yeah, good song. Not easy to sing, Mark, mate. Prithviraj on Eki Road is the best curry house in Sheffield. Prithviraj?
I've not heard of that one, but...
No, I haven't either.
Let's have a look.
There's only one way to find out what they're like, though, isn't there, George? You've got to go and test out.
Why do I feel like that there's some bleeding Jamie Dumpling videos coming here?
Yeah. Scran ratings.
Yeah.
Jimmy Dunn has arrived in Girona. QPR start their summer warm-up camp today, says Scott. Nice. I like Surnam in Blackpool. I'm not going to Blackpool for a curry, Debs, but it's nice to know that when you're in Blackpool, there's a decent curry house. Wales are going home, says Chris. 4-0, says Bry. That's to PSG.
Wales get battered everywhere.
Everywhere they go. I like a chicken taka. It's like a tikka, just a little otter. Diogo Jota celebration. I didn't know that, Max. That may have been something to do with it. Beautiful footwork for that goal. Yes, it was, Mr. V. That was for Jota, that celebration. He used to do that for Liverpool. Nice. Thank you, Matt. Talk Tonight, my favourite Oasis song. Oh, yeah, well. She's Electric. I'm not a huge fan of that one. I'll sing along with it, don't get me wrong.
I can like that one.
When my dad texts me.
Norwegian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's one reason I don't like it. There's when my dad texts me to this gig, then I'll sing along with it, I promise. Human League, brilliant live, says Bry. Like, subscribe, and even better, share the channel, people. All for the price and notes. Come and join the Best Blades channel on the net and be part of the family. Thank you, Bry. Very much appreciated. Def Leppard, yeah, of course.
I forget that.
Back in the Hysteria days. You could have a change of heart if you would only change your mind. Yeah, we're going to definitely get to this karaoke bar. Daz says, your James was drinking and having 99s last week, Jord. Mentioned it on the Wednesday Till I Die show. There you go. That was a good game. I wouldn't put it past PSG to beat Chelsea. Wouldn't put it past them. I would heavily favour them to beat Chelsea, to be honest. I think they're best team in Europe at the moment, PSG. Shows how exciting this game is when we talk about biscuits, booze and music. Anyone remember the jingle? Huntley Palmer's bake 'em like biscuits ought to be. Showing my age now, folks. Sorry, Paul, I don't. Roll With It is up there. That's a classic, to be fair. Alex Crook, Marty Cifuentes now agreed to become the new Leicester City manager. He's also been told he has to sell to buy. He's also willing to pay part of his compensation personally to QPR, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
You know, some people are desperate for a job, aren't they? My fat mate was hungry on our US.
Mixed up with Danny Roll.
Hey, my fat mate was hungry on our US road trip, so ordered a large steak somewhere in Nevada. It was 32-ounce American-sized large. We had to roll him out afterwards. 32-ounce American-sized steak. Wow. My son's favourite, Def Leppard, says Ray. So when I'm lying in my bed, thoughts running through my head, and I feel the love is dead. That love is dead. I'm loving angels instead. Thank you, Mark.
I'm loving Meldrew instead.
Yeah. Oh God. Even better when you're live in Cleverly's. I don't know, Debs. I don't know it. If I'm honest, I'm not.
Blackpool bars. Is that a Blackpool bar?
It might be. It might be. Kasabian. Are they Sheffield band? Kasabian.
Kasabian are from Leicester, aren't they? Or,
yeah. Yeah.
Don't Serge support Leicester? Someone.
Serge is definitely a Leicester boy. Riff says visually that steak was the perfect last meal. My mate Joe Elliott says David. I hope he is. He can come on Ramble if he wants. Photographed by Def Leppard. Yeah. Love and Hate Collide.
Animal is another great song by Def Leppard.
What we yours?
Animal.
Yeah, absolutely. I love and Hate Collide. It's my favourite Def Leppard song.
It's a great song.
Been to Sunam often in Blackpool. Excellent, says Sheila. There you go. And Blade says ABC, Heaven 17, Ian the gatekeeper. Mark Robbie Meldrew. He can sing it next time he's on, actually. He can sing it since he's been on Wind Up about Oasis tonight.
That will be an hot topic.
I'm only joking, Marco. Right, I think that's us, Jord. Anything else you want to discuss while we're on together?
No, just it's good to be back.
It's great to have you back, pal.
Good to be back. Got it.
Hello. Right, thank you to everybody in the comments. It's very much appreciated that you've spent your time here with us talking about death row meals, Oasis songs, and a little bit of football.
I promise you it'll get better when season starts.
It certainly will. We'll have teams to concentrate on then. So, right, we're going to leave it there. Thank you again to everybody. Thank you for Jord for coming back and joining me. I will be back tomorrow morning on the Blades Ramble with 10-minute transfers. A little bit of a different one for you tomorrow morning, just for a 10-minute snippet. And then tomorrow night we're back here live at 7 o'clock, where it is the Steel City Showdown. We are going up against James from the Wednesday Till I Die podcast cousin of our very own Jord Motson, just to sort of see what the situation is there. See if Danny Roll is the saviour again now that he looks like he's crawling back into the hole that he crawled out of, trying to get a different job, asking Sheffield United if he could come and be their manager. Unfortunately, we said no, and he's had to go back to Sheffield Wednesday with his tail between his legs, pretending he's excited about it. So that should be good. That should be interesting.
He's got to come on now, actually. Now he's told me that. He's got to come on tomorrow singing Bohemian Rhapsody.
Of course he has. Of course he has.
Got to.
That's going to be his intro. He's going to come on singing Bohemian Rhapsody. I see a little silhouette of a man.
Danny Roll, Danny Roll.
Can he do the fandango? Nice, nice. And on that note, come on, you red and white wizards.
Up the blades.